You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Hey, folks.
Hello.
Welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast, Thursday night live call-in show. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Wayne.
And we are talking top 20 updates for the month of November.
Are we?
Are we? Yeah.
Well,
A couple of us are.
I am pleasantly surprised with November. I said November. I looked at Rob and said November.
November.
Rob, November. November plays for me. It was a good month.
Yeah, I was
very stunned that I'm putting putting games on the board.
How many?
Games on the board.
I got a couple going on as well. So
I think we talked about it like even a couple months ago. It's so hard to get games on the board now because all the good ones have already been played.
It is. But I played a good number of them
Nonsense.
in November. I played, I think, 14 unique games in November, which isn't wonderful, but it's great for me.
If I played games in November, I might have something, but
Sorry, Wayne. Sorry.
I really think it's all the drop of the new games from Gen Con and Essen, like all these conventions that went off during the summer.
Yeah.
Games that I was like, ooh, I got to try that. Ooh, I want that. And then, I started making my purchases and getting my games in. And, with a little bit of time off in November, got some of them played already.
Yeah.
That was good for me.
Yeah. We had the game day earlier in the month, so back to our second Saturday game days. So I got some games played there that I'm excited to talk about and put on the list, and then just a couple games here and there, family in town, different things for the holidays. So I got a few things played. So I was pretty happy with November.
Well, let's get right into that. But before we do, I want to address an issue from last week. I have with legal disclaimer.
Uh-oh.
Was it when Chuck called in?
No, I need to. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the attorneys told me I have to make a statement. Let me read from this legal statement here. Last week, I played for y'all what I called a live show, when in fact, it was not a live show.
Wasn't
just like
live?
Mike,
Wasn't live?
who just didn't just dropped.
Mike just dipped out.
He just dipped out. No longer live.
He's done.
I'm learning and playing inside of this. What's this thing called? StreamYard.
StreamYard. There you go.
It had a feature where I could we can record a video, which we did ahead of time, as some of y'all saw. Actually, like 80 people watched within the first week, which is pretty
Wow.
good.
Nice. Yeah.
Some of y'all saw. And I had it, what I thought would be like a premiere, like a play at 9 p.m. where everybody can go watch it at 9 p.m., our normal time that we do this show, right? But it did represent itself as being live. And some of the comments started to come in about, hey, and then realizing, oh, this is not live.
Why aren't you guys responding? What the hell?
I jumped in there at one point and said, hey, just a reminder this is not live, but we'll comment on things. So.
Thank you, Wayne,
catch,
for
Wayne.
that.
Good
I think
catch.
Kyle Jeeves called me out on it.
Oh,
Like,
did he
I've been
really?
bamboozled.
I didn't even see.
He was putting on there. You've lied to me.
You were duped.
I will do better. Okay, I will do better. I will figure out how to get it to. Well, because we got more holidays coming up. If we have to skip out on a day and we record ahead of time, I will find a way to get it to play at 9 p.m. without showing or appearing
Put some
to
kind
be
of
live.
crawl on the bottom or something that says
Yeah, well,
You can just put a
or
ticker on the bottom.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll Sharpie it on Rob's forehead.
exactly just right here,
Well,
not
yeah,
live.
Not live, and then like a penis on his cheek or something. I don't know.
That's not nice.
Wow. Really?
Wow.
Like high
took a
school
turn.
all over
Yeah.
again. So right there, apologies from me. You got it from the source. And now we get into our top 20 board.
This thing back here.
Let's get the update going. All right, so Robert, you wanna lead us off on this one? You've got yours already written down.
We could. Are we going to do a quick? I'm going to do a quick review of what I played, just real quick. I'm not going to get into depth. I'm just going to read them off.
Famous last
That way,
words.
That way you can. I'm not going to talk
Really
about
quick.
these. I'm just reading the list. So just so if anybody wants to predict what might have made my list, I'm going to tell you 2 of these games made my list. But here's just a quick rundown of what I played. So starting November 2nd, Nikosu Dice. Learned that game from Mike. Got that played. This War of Mine, we played about a half-ish maybe of that game.
Maybe a third. It
Maybe a
depends on
third.
how fast we would have died after that third round.
Exactly. That's what it all comes down to. Played Kingsburg. Played Brian Baru. Great game. Played Concordia. I played a couple games of Strike that night. That was on our game day, again, November 3rd. November 15th, I got 3 games in. Vegetable Stock, Nikosu Dice again, and Flip 7. Really fun, light game. November 16th is all the rest of my games. I played Fox in the Forest a couple times. Got Three Sisters played for the first time. Space Park, I'm told for the second time I've ever played that. I still don't remember the first time.
He said, I'm told.
And then Azul, I got a quick game of Azul in, and we played Maglev Metro. Taught that to Muhammad. So that was my November.
I just want to say,
go ahead.
up to this point,
Yeah.
those are exactly the same games that I played, other than Tyrants of the Underdark after you left for the hockey game.
Oh, nice. Okay,
So there you
that's
go.
that's
I'm caught
that's
up
my
with you as
that's
well.
my list and Mike's list right there. So we're done, just like that, Carlos. See,
All right. So I'll give
Oh, wait,
you.
that was all you had? I thought you had more games. I've got more games, actually.
Oh no, that's my
But
month.
go ahead.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
next. Go ahead.
Carlos is next. Go ahead.
All right. So November. Let's see. Thunder Road Vendetta with the Carnival of Chaos.
Woohoo.
Played some Trekking the World. A lot of Trekking the World second edition got played at my house.
Did you? Yeah.
Some Thunder Road of regular bland variety.
Bland.
Flip 7, Vegetable Stock, Nikosu Dice, some Lupin Louie, some Skull and Sky Team. Also, Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth to round out my plays in November. What about you, Mike?
So funny enough, so everything that Rob said, and then Tyrants at the end of the 16th. My next game that I played was actually Thunder Road Vendetta twice,
Whoop, whoop.
without the Carnival of Chaos or whatever. Then I played 4 games of Zindo, which is it's a very bizarre game. We can pull that up later, and then that was on the 18th and 19th. Those games were played, and then just recently on the 30th I played 2 games of Flip 7 and a game of 5 Crowns, and that was those were my plays for November.
All right, Wayne, you got to hit us with one. You said one, right? You promised one.
Can't stop.
Can't stop. There you go.
There you go. That's a good
What is
one.
it?
And you got like
Yeah.
50 games that can't stop in, right?
Like one game of Can't Stop.
No. Okay. But you played BGA. I know you're always on BGA.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think that's that. I've had an elderly parent that is not well, so
Yep,
the last
yep,
2
yep.
months have been rough. But yeah, I think I'll say this. BGA kind of saving, because while I'm at hospital or a rehab facility or back home now, it's I've played a decent amount on BGA, probably not as much as normal, but to have not played a physical board game other than Can't Stop and like Crokinole and Clask in the last 2 months, just quick, easy games. BGA has been helpful, and what's really cool is there's some good games on BGA, new games like Let's Go to Japan, which I really enjoy, that I'm playing a bunch on BGA. So hopefully now that things are sort of getting normal, I'll get some physical games in again. But I think it's just good to point out that, like, when times are tough and you can't do physical gaming or you can't get out there and game, things like BGA or just games online can be a lifesaver. So it's good.
There's an option. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Good stuff.
Well, I'm glad to see things are headed for the better, right? I'm not going to say things are good, but things are definitely headed for the better.
Improving, yeah.
Head for the better, yeah.
I see a much better 2025, beginning of 2025, than the end of 2024 for you.
That's the hope, yeah.
Sweet.
All right, let's get to this top
Wanna hit the
20
board?
board, Robert.
All right.
You want to talk about your updates to the board? Let me get a good camera angle
There you go.
here.
Got a
And
new angle for the board there. We can see most of the board. Hopefully there's not too much glare on there, but we got the bottom.
I mean, if you want, I could hold the camera and like move it around.
Oh, yeah, not making anybody
Robert's
sick.
gonna
Oh my
throw
God.
up.
We're gonna throw up.
Robert's gonna throw up.
We lose it. Hurry.
There you go.
So-
Now you got them all in there. Cool.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. Is that everything? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
This side is Robert's. This side is Carlos.
Yep. All right, I'll go ahead and do both of mine. I'll throw them up here. I'll try to be quick with these. So the bottom two are going to come off my 19 and 20 because I'm putting 2 on. 20 was a Return to Dark Tower. I'm confident if I played this again, it's going to go back on the board. I have less than a month now, just a couple weeks left in the year. It's not going to get played again. So bye-bye to Return to Dark Tower. The other one is going to be Windmill Valley, another game I enjoyed a lot. I just have played it once ever, and so it's going to slip off the bottom of my board. So I'm going to go ahead and slide Ethnos down to 20. I believe both of these are going to outrank Ethnos. What I got? Barcelona at 17. That's going to go down to 19. Village is going to slide down to 18. Gosh, this is getting tough. Comic Hunters, we keep talking about this, but at this late in the year, it is tough to get games on the board, and I hate seeing some of these drop off. Comic Hunters down to 17. Yeah, that's going to slide down. Raw, let's go down to 16. I'm going to put Maglev Metro. That's one of the two new ones for me. Maglev Metro, going to hit the board. Ooh, am I up there? There we go. Thank you. I'll get it real close. There you go. See it. Maglev Metro at 15. We taught this game, me, Mike, Dan, and we taught it to Muhammad. Muhammad played for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and he whooped us. I think I talked about this a week or two ago. His first play, he beat us all pretty handily, but he really enjoyed it. He said that he really liked it. He was looking forward to playing it again. The one thing about Maglev Metro for me is that it seems like every time I play it now, I'm teaching somebody new, and I'm playing that same first board. It's the Manhattan, Long Island.
The same side?
Yeah, that same side of the board. Because, right, the base game comes with one board. It goes together like a puzzle, 4 big puzzle pieces, but it has 2 sides. One is the New York, and then the other side.
Germany. Berlin.
Is it Germany? Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So they came out with an expansion box that had 4 new maps in it. I'm dying to get those played. Dan owns that. He bought the expansion. He's never played them. I've never played them. But playing that same New York, Long Island board there seems like it's getting a little samey.
But why though, Rob? You could a new player can do that.
They could.
German board.
They recommend this first one just because it's got the main hub of where you can go in and out of it as many times from as many different directions as you want. You can drop off all the robots there, so you don't have to worry so much about. And you're right, we're gamers.
Right, like Muhammad's not a new gamer.
Right,
Like he's also a graduated engineer with a stamp and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So I think he could figure it out.
Probably hack it.
And maybe he wouldn't have beat you. You
maybe
see?
play something a little harder.
But the question is, Rob, did you draw every meeple out of the bag?
I did not. Although who was it, Mike? Somebody at the table kept drawing them, and they were making small stacks here and there. I forget who it was.
I think it was me.
It might have been you. Yeah, so
I was just
you or
going
Muhammad.
crazy, like just trying to get the ones that I needed, and it just was not working. I think Muhammad and I were both doing that.
Yeah, but I like this game a lot. It's not overly complicated. It's fairly quick teach. It's not a long teach. It's not a short teach. It's I guess a medium teach, but fairly quick.
It's a teach.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a teach. Just kind of the whole thing about where things can go on the board. I like the options that player board that you have. You can move the robots around. You can move the passengers around. There's so many. Oh, thank you, Carlos. Dropped my second pick. But there's so many options. The way you can lay it out, and then those dictate the actions you can take in the game. And so there's a lot of ability to kind of play the game different ways and play it the way you want. So and anyway, enough about that. Maglev Metro's hitting at 15. We're going to go up the board a little ways for my second one. So the other one is a classic. Manhattan Project's going down to 14. Darwin's Journey to 13. Arcana to 12. Res Arcana.
Of the res variety.
The res variety. Res Arcana. Underwater Cities is going to go down to 11. Imperial Settlers. Oh, now we're getting to classics.
Oh, Ignacio would have a fit.
Oh, sorry, Ignacio. Down to 10. Undaunted down to 9. And now I get into some tough territory here. Aquatica. I really like Aquatica at 7. Castles of Burgundy at 6. Destiny's at 5. I think this next one's going to slot in here at 8. And it's on Carlos's list higher already. It is number 3 on Carlos's list, but I got my first chance this year to play Concordia, a game we've talked about a lot. I taught this at our game day at the beginning of the month. Mike was in on that game. Muhammad, Dan, I forget who else played. It might have been I want to say Sam, I think, was in on that game. Anyway, I taught it. I kind of stumbled through the rules. It had been a year and a half since I had played. There was a few little things I had to brush up on as we were playing it. But this is a great game. Carlos has it number 3 on his list. He's played it a lot more recently than I have. He's played it repetitively. He's played it at 2 players. He's played it at more players.
So cooperative.
Cooperative, exactly, the cooperative version. And so this game, another game that if I played it a little more, I'm sure it would slide up my list. I'm calling this a classic. I think Concordia is a really great classic game. Got some classic building blocks that a lot of newer games use a lot of the things. And that scoring system, it still just blows me away. Every time I play this and teach it, that whole thing of collecting the right number of cards and trying to go for one strategy or another, and then building up your deck building. You're really building that deck to score at the end of the game the way you want it to. But great game. Concordia's going to go in at 8. Just to finish off my list, Aquatic at 7, Castles and Burgundy 6, Destinies 5, Tyrants of the Underdark at 4, Blood Rage at 3, Endeavor Age of Sail at 2, and Dune whatever at number 1.
Pick your flavor.
Exactly. That's me.
All right. Let me get into the list here. Okay, so right off the bat, we're my notepad stopped. Let me turn my notepad. Okay, right off the bat, falling off the list from the bottom. My number 20 right now is War Chest, and it is coming off the list. It's a great 2-player and 4-player game. I think I actually enjoy it more at 4. Number 19, Res Arcana, only because I really only got that one play with you, Robert.
Yeah, we got to play
that more. I think there's a lot more depth in there. If we can get it to the table more, I'm sure it'll come back. Number 18 is coming off the list, Mansions of Madness.
This one hurts.
It's a solid, great game, but you know what? It really only comes out like once a year.
Yeah.
It only comes out once a year. It's that kind of like that Halloween, that horror, when you want to get that fix. At least for me, it doesn't get to the table enough, and for that reason, it has found its way down.
Yeah.
Number 20 is going to be Hadara. Number 19, taking the 19th spot, is going to be Imperial Settlers Empires of the North. And then coming in here with an addition to the board, lots of plays of this in the month of November, it's going to be Sky Team.
Ooh, Sky Team.
Sky Team not only got played for me on the table, it also got played solo, and it also got played on BGA.
It did.
I did enjoy each one of those plays. I really do like it solo, using the solo variant provided on BGG.
Haven't done solo.
It's a fun, quiet way, almost in the same way that you play Railroad Inc.
Okay.
You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Very quiet dice game, placing dice, kind of seeing how it works out.
Dice are never quiet with you. I just got to point that out.
That is true.
Slam them on the table.
I like dice cups and smashing. Number 17 is going to bring Heat.
Sky Team
still on Sky Team?
Yeah. Turbulence is on BGA now.
Oh.
And I think, Rob, we're actually playing one of the...
Yes.
Yeah.
We are one of those modules, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you put that in there, and I was like, hold on, where did this come from? I was like, oh, this must be the new expansion.
Yeah. It talk about with Sky Team, first couple levels can be pretty easy once you get them down. And then as you play some of the more complicated ones, they get rough. Turbulence, holy cow. Like
yeah.
It just starts off that way?
Yeah.
It's turbulent.
It's a little turbulent.
And now you've got like a gas track, and it's got like 30,000 extra planes. Like every other row adds 3 dice with 3 new planes, and you have to like plane left, right. Like it's rough.
You got to use every die efficiently. You can't throw away die.
Does it ever get to a place where it's your rolls that matter more than your placement?
You know, it kind of did in the last game, because we were actually doing fairly well, and we were getting close to winning the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled all 6s at the end, and I needed like lower numbers, and so I manipulated whatever I could, and I had 2 dice left, and I had 2 6s, and I re-rolled and rolled like a 6 and a 5, and I'm like, well, we're done. So
Captain Sully, come take this over.
Exactly.
Let's see here, Chester Wilson in the chat. I got to pull this one up. I don't always play solo, but when I do,
absolutely,
2 out of 10.
Something like that.
Number 17, Heat, Pedal to the Metal, coming down on the list. Number 16, Furnace. And these are all sliding down.
You got Thunder Road in there.
Oh, because I lied.
Oh.
We're going to take Thunder Road and we're going to slide it across. Because remember, part of the rules are if you play it again, you get to replace it.
Okay, re-rank it.
So it is number 16 is now Furnace. Number 15, Rallyman GT. Notice a lot of racing games on this board. 14, Nexus Ops. 13, Blood Rage. 12, Undaunted Normandy. See, we're getting to the good games, Rob. Like, these good games are dropping.
That's what I said when I hit about 11, 12. I was like, oh, this is starting to hurt.
This is where it gets hard. And here, I'm going to add a new game to the list. We're going to add, Rob got it played. I got it played. I was super excited about this as soon as I heard it. It was an insta-buy the moment it was announced. That is Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle-earth, Duel for ME I put on here. Duel for Middle-earth is just a redo of Seven Wonders Duel. I know Robert does not feel that 2-player only games belong on his side of the board, but on my side of the wall, right, this pretty side of the wall over here, we're putting 2-player games that earned it. This game earned it. This game is narrative. It arcs with the story of the Fellowship of the Ring, right?
Yep.
So that whole storyline, looking at the artwork is just evocative of it's so different than I've ever seen anybody else do artwork for the Lord of the Rings, right? It's much more vibrant, much more colorful.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I just finished the last episode of season 2 last night, so I finally finished
The Rings of Power.
the Rings of Power. Yeah,
We haven't started it yet.
That was good. It was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Season
Yeah,
2 is
it was
good. All right.
I heard bad stuff about it, but I liked it. It wasn't great.
It
but
wasn't.
It was good.
I wasn't. I mean, it's not knocking down doors, or I'm not. It's not amazing, but it's good.
Mhm.
It's more Lord of the Rings.
I agree.
Good.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That's on the list for the holidays.
Cool.
And then next, at breaking into the top 10 list.
Ooh.
Breaking into the top 10.
See, I thought about that when I see it in your hand there. I thought
And-
about it, but that's
Because right, and you
It's just
you had to lie to yourself,
it's a
right?
filler.
You had to see. You had to tell yourself that, Robert.
filler.
You
I
had
know
to
what
tell
Davey's
yourself.
putting up now.
It's a
I know what it
5-minute
is.
filler.
But you know what though? It is the best damn time. I'm just
can't
gonna
make
say
this
the best
list.
damn
Put
time I
Strike up
had
there.
in the month of November.
No strike.
Flip 7.
I
Flip
knew he
7,
was going to
okay.
pick that one.
I don't care
I
who
thought
I
about it.
taught it to.
I
I
thought
don't
about
care who showed up at the table. Flip 7 just was an instant like eye opener for everyone. And like, play that again, please.
Yeah.
Like,
I
let's
wanna
do
play
that
it now.
again.
I liked it. It was good. Yeah.
And it's just it's so easy.
You like blackjack. You like push your luck. Yeah, it's great. It's quick.
But it's
fast.
even more than that because that flip 7 mechanism, where if you flip 7 number cards,
Don't do
right?
it. Don't do it.
You not only earn 15 bonus points for yourself, but you also freeze everyone else out. The whole round is over. All the points get scored instantly. So anybody who had a plan to try to push their luck farther, you shut them down.
They're done.
So the idea of like encouraging someone to, hey, you're at 5, you can do this.
Keep going.
Keep hitting. You can 2 more, right? And then watching them bust. It's just-
Don't do it.
You encourage them to do it, and then you watch them bust.
Yeah.
It just
That's
feels
what makes
good.
Can't Stop or Skull or any of those like push your luck party-ish games entertaining because you're egging on your friends. Like, come on, you
Yeah,
want to do it. You want
right.
to roll one more. You want to flip one more. Come on.
You can do it. You can do it.
I
You
wanna play
can
this
do
game.
it.
This game looks cool.
Yeah, Flip 7
It's
was
fun.
good.
It's fun.
But this is where it gets tough because now we're in the top 10. Like the rest of this list, I think, is an amazing list. And I'm really struggling to go any higher than this.
So now you're reclassifying Thunder Road Vendetta. Okay.
I did not reclassify. I'm just changing its location. Okay, it's a
re-ranking,
I am categorizing it
Oh, there you go.
because
Okay.
of the expansion. Like I need to. So here it is, Thunder Road Vendetta. We're gonna take the Sharpie, which I don't know where I put it. There it is, and we're gonna add with expansion.
With
Little
expansion.
asterisk at the bottom, like a Bobby,
Now we're at. Now, come on.
a Sammy Sosa
Expansions.
At the game.
expansion.
Jim said expansions. I would never play with expansions.
All right, Thunder Road Vendetta was a good game. I had a great time with it. The family
Making the top 10.
got angry at that Thunder Road Vendetta. Like we played it normal. Like it can bring out anger in people when you like destroy their cars and their best laid plans. But man, Carnival of Chaos, the new expansion that just delivered, Carnival of Chaos is just so much fun. It adds, it takes away the whole like
Somewhere.
the
There we go.
idea of I'm gonna win by winning a race. Like that goes away. You're not racing for the win as much as you're not racing for a first position, right? As much as you're shooting for points because now you're earning scrap. On your turn, every time damage occurs to any opponent's car, you get scrap. 2 scrap every time an opponent's car is damaged. You get an additional 3 scrap if an opponent's car is eliminated on your turn. So now it's not like, okay, I'm just racing and there's no way I'm going to win this race. I'm all the way in the back. I only got 1 car left, right? But when you're collecting scrap, it feels different. It feels like you're earning points. And you can have a really good round where you collect some scraps. So you still have these good moments. But it doesn't take away that whole chaos. I'm going to run into you and you're going to run into that guy and that guy's going to run into the wall. All that fun shenanigans still happens.
So now you got a Euro.
You know what, though? Not wrong.
Okay.
Not wrong. And here's why. Let's
I figured
go.
you were going to call me out on that, but no.
You know what? No, actually, let me stop here because I want to do a full, like
Okay,
a good
okay.
10-minute
Breakdown.
of this game today. I have a list of things I want to talk about, so I will stop there. Carnival of Chaos. Moving to number 9. My number 8 is Dune Imperium of the Uprising variety. 7 is the White Castle. 6 is Thunder Alley. 5 is Lost Ruins of Arnak. 4 is Ezra and Nehemiah. 3 is Concordia. 2, Castles of Burgundy. And finally, number 1, Terraforming Mars. That is my updated top 20 board.
We got at least one more board to go, right?
We got at least Mike, right?
Mike, you ready for do us a top 20 here?
Yeah, I was finishing it up while you guys were talking.
Okay, Wayne, do you want to update your top 20?
No updates.
All right, Wayne's updated. So now back to
I mean,
Mike.
if you want, I could run through my top 20 real quick, but yeah.
Yeah, give the folks at home your top 20.
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right, so
While
number
Mike
20,
keeps typing.
Yeah, number 20, Gizmos. Number 19, Maracaibo. Number 18, First Rat. Number 17, Blood Rage. Number 16, Sky Team. Number 15 is Raccoon Tycoon. Number 14, Aquasphere. 13, Istanbul. 12 is Meglav Metro. 11 is Pokemon Splendor. Number 10 is Pan Am. Number 9, Let's Go to Japan. Number 8, Creature Comforts. Number 7, The Quacks of Quedlinburg. Number 6, Lords of Waterdeep. Number 5, Mansions of Madness. Number 4, Village. 3, Lost Ruins of Arnak. 2, Manhattan Project Energy Empire. And number 1, Dune Imperium.
All right, for you folks listening at home, that's a solid list. If you are
Oh, yeah.
building your library, like you're starting to create your library, I think you can take a lot from most of these lists. Don't look at mine. I'm I'm an Ameritrash gamer. But the rest of these lists, I really think you can put these on your wish list, and you will have a outstanding library.
Yeah, I think there's several games on my list that are like I play with my kid, I play with my family. There's some that I play with more hardcore gamers, so I try to like balance that.
That's
out.
what I like about it. Like I thought about putting Trekking the World Second Edition on it. It didn't fit. Like, but for you, your list has those good family gamer games.
Creature Comforts, Let's Go to Japan, Pokemon Splendor, those kind of games. Yeah.
Yep. All right, one mic, one game, one list of 20.
Yeah, let me present here. And my I'm trying to I have a new camera that I'm trying to use. I'm using a different phone, and I haven't had a chance to test it out. And every time I move, my face looks like jelly for some reason. It's like doing this jelly effect.
I don't know. It looks crispy to me, bro. I was gonna mention it's a good
okay.
camera
Maybe it's
view.
just on my end then.
Yeah, it's probably just
I don't know.
It's probably smart. It's probably putting out a better signal than what you're seeing just to save processing.
Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully. Okay. I think I'm sharing it now.
The jelly looking face, I thought that was me. Like I'm looking like Slimer, like Jabba the Hutt. I don't know.
We're not seeing it if you think you're sharing it.
Oh wait, let me add it.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry,
there it
I'm
is.
adding it.
Props there.
There we go.
There we go. Nope, wait, let me try it again.
Try it again.
I'm
There we
getting
go.
better.
Okay, so just to kind of wrap up, this probably is going to be very close to the end of the year as far as what my numbers are. I do this. I haven't been on the show to do a top 20, I think, in almost 2 months now. When I was at your house, it really didn't count. But anyway, so my total plays for the year so far is 198. I have 116 unique games that I've played. 64 have been new to me. I've played 54 that were my copy. I played with 91 different players this year so far.
Nice.
You got to get to 100.
I added 1 dime to my plays, so that's 10 plays of 1 game. And my nickels have not moved at all. So, actually, I would say my nickels went up 1, and because 1 shifted into the dimes area, but then I gained another 1, so that should be green. Actually,
That's 100%
Let me
improvement.
fix that.
There you go.
There we go. All right, so
Hey.
for my top 20, so here's the thing. When I was on your show, when I was in your house, I can't remember where the hell I put Clank in space, and I didn't have time to go and listen to that
Go
show.
back and research.
So I
Zeno, just put it wherever you want, Zeno.
Yeah,
It
just
was
put it wherever you want.
around here in between 13 to 16 somewhere. I don't know, man. I'll go back and listen to it and fix it later. But Clank in Space did make my list, and it's somewhere in the mid-teens somewhere.
Okay.
So this was a hard.
Oh,
bump for
Zeno's
me.
in the chat. He heard that.
You heard what?
Zeno's in there.
That's an old X-Wing joke to call back. We used to play X-Wing.
X-Wing and Zeno would
Knock
knock
stuff
over miniatures.
Pick it up and just put it like wherever. Yeah, it was about there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was not expecting that. Hey, Zeno, happy Thanksgiving, brother.
So this was a tough month for me because I really don't think that there's many games that I'm stretching to put a game on my list, and I'll tell you why. So I know things shifted down when I was at your place last time. So Flip 7 is here's the problem with Flip 7. I had a great time when I was at your place and played it. And I was like, hell
Where's
yeah.
the problem? I don't see the problem.
Well, here's the thing. I played it 2 more times this past weekend. And I think here's the thing with Flip 7, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you've played it with more people. I was playing with 6 people, and it just didn't hit, man. I mean,
Really?
There were some people that were enjoying it, and some other people that were just like, whatever, you're running away with the game type of thing. But I don't know. The first time we played it, I think it would have gone up to probably 13 and knock things down. But then since I played it again, it's probably going to drop. There was this one cool time in the game, like we're going around and you know how you're dealing one card out to everybody. And I had a 4 in front of me. So, there's only 4 in the deck, and it was going around the table, and it came to me and I was like, you know what? I'm not taking any more cards. I have a feeling the next card's going to be a 4, like joking around. And went to the next person, and there was a 4 that they dealt. So I was like,
psychic.
What are the odds of that happening? So anyway, Flip 7, it would have knocked Kanban off by putting it on the list, but I'm just gonna put it in here at number 20. And my next game is going to knock it off anyway. So
20, yeah.
He just wants it to touch the list.
Disposable. Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, it needs to be mentioned because it is fun, and I think it is. Some of it is just dependent on who you're playing with.
Yeah.
But you would think like anybody can enjoy this game, or that's what you would think. It's just a press your luck type of game. But
until you went to West Coast, and something about the West Coast in this game just didn't hit.
Just something didn't hit right, and it just kind of fell flat. But and I've got I don't know if I was going to save this until the end of the year thing, but anyway, I might have a comment on that. So anyway, the next game and the only other game that's going to make my list is Three Sisters. Not because I won the game, but because it just reminded me how good this game is and how much I love Combo-tastic.
It's Combo-tastic. Yeah, we talked about this last week. Yeah, it's.
I was listening to that show while I was driving around because
I was a little overwhelmed by the combos. It was a lot of combos.
It's like somebody complaining about too much cheese on a pizza.
Oh, yeah, too many beans on my burrito.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's no such thing, man. No such thing as too many combos. I enjoyed it a lot, and I would. I'm just going to slot Clank in here at 14 just for the time being. Flip 7's coming off the list.
Bye bye.
As fast as it went on, it's coming off. The Three Sisters is gonna climb. Yeah, it's really not going to go that high. It's definitely better than Revive and Arcs from when I played last. All right, so Three Sisters is going to slot in here at number 18.
18. Okay.
I think if I played it more again, it might climb a little bit, but like you said, we're kind of getting to the end of the year here, and some of these games are just.
It hurts.
They're just.
Yeah, I think you gotta do this mic finagling thing where you let it touch the list. Like you can just a little bit. There you go. You're on. You're off.
Just the tip of the list.
Right.
Yeah, just the tip. But I could have done that with Flip 7. I thought about Flip 7. It could have gone on and right off.
I mean, that's all we can do now with the rest of this year because it's so hard to stay on this list.
It is.
Right. And the thing was I played it, and then there was a block of time where I didn't play it, and then I played it with a different group. So it technically counted as multiple plays. So
it was on the list.
I kind of go, throughout time. I'm like, okay, well, it would have been here, and then I played it again, and it's like, and then it just kind of dropped off. But anyway, so that's my list. I'll run through these really quick. Number 20 is Revive. Number 19, Arcs. Number 18, New with Three Sisters. 17 is It's a Wonderful World. 16, Scythe. 15, Bacon, which is best at 6 players. Don't play it any less than that. It's meant to be played with 6 players
or odd numbers.
or odd numbers, right? 14 Clank, maybe. I don't know. 13
maybe possibly. Who
Namakoji,
knows?
12 Isle of Cats, 11 Bone to Pick. Getting into the top 10 here, number 10 with Guards of Atlantis, then Pagan, Fate of Roanoke. Number 8 is Brass Birmingham. Number 7, Circadian's First Light. Number 6, Robo Trick. Number 5, Struggle of Empires. Number 4, Detective City of Angels. Getting into the top 3 here with Tyrants of the Underdark. Number 2 is The Seventh Citadel. And number 1, Mansions of
There's
Madness.
Mansions of Madness. Off of one list, still number 1 on another one.
Damn right.
Nice.
So there's our top 20 update for the month of November's gameplays. We're going to open up that phone line. 813-618-7099 is the phone number.
And I want to mention before we go completely off topic, Craig Bowser in the Discord chat this last week or 2 weeks ago maybe mentioned, I think it was this last week, about coming up on the end of the year with our lists and our Hall of Fame stuff. So just before I forget, I just was taking a look here at my list. So I know first year we retired our top 3 to the Hall of Fame. Are we going to do 3 more this year?
No, I was
Okay.
actually thinking about
Me
that.
too. I was thinking about it earlier today.
Did we really do another full 3? I know our first year we wanted to get some in there to get it banked. Wayne, you're muted, but I want to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, do we want it or 2 or yep?
My bad. Sorry, I stepped away to put my kid to bed. We had talked about that, like that first year, like you could put up to 3, your top 3 in there, but it was never guaranteed to 3.
Oh, okay.
You could retire. Like I remember talking about it. We said you don't ever have to, and it doesn't even have to be in the top 3. Like you don't. There's a game that's like in my 4 right now that I might be like, that's a Hall of Fame game for me, type thing.
Okay, so it is your personal Hall of Fame nominated and selected by you.
Okay.
So you nominate and you confirm.
There you go.
Separations of power, baby. Not here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Because that's what I love about our top 20 list is it is ours. And it's not it's not a setup, a community setup where we all have to follow the same rules. It is truly individual to every beaner on this show. Y'all are I sponsor you as beaners, by the way.
Yeah.
Like even
I'm
with
not
Mike
getting paid
at
anything.
the beginning
What
of
do
the
you
year, he didn't put 20 games on the list. You know what? He
it's a
chose to
crazy
not put
thing.
5 games in the middle. He just thought the middle of the list didn't need anything. He gave me like the top 12 and the bottom 2, and left the middle open. So it is whatever we want it to be. So no, Rob, you're not
not locked into
into that
certain number. Okay, because that's what I was wondering. My 1 and 2 I think are pretty solid. I'm thinking.
Oh no,
yeah.
come on, brother.
Dune is going on. Endeavor's going on. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, to recap, like right now, Rob, you have Brass Birmingham, Orleans, and Terraforming Mars. Are you
Correct. Oh yeah, I got Brass, Orleans, and Terraforming Mars.
And Carlos has got Brass, Memoir, and Clash of Cultures.
Right. Crash Cultures.
And I
Yeah, but Rob is like risking something here by not like stopping at Lang. Like you're choosing to stop at Lang.
No, I got more to say on that, but go ahead and hit us with the rest of them.
No,
Wayne. So yours.
mine was Castles of Burgundy, Brass Birmingham, and Comic Hunters.
Yeah, and did Mike doesn't have Hall of Fame?
I don't
not
have
have
one
any,
because you guys have like this set. This is always going to be my number 1, and you probably play them every year. I'm going through last year's list, and there are only 3 games from last year's list that are on this list, and they're all over the place. Like there isn't last year for me. Vindication was number 1, and this year
Cult of the
Mansions of Madness.
New.
So you
Cult
don't
of the
think
New.
Masters of Madness is the kind of game that would always make your top 10? Like you play it next year.
Well, and again, we're basing this off the experience. I had a great experience playing this game. Yeah, it was just funny as all get out, and we just had a damn good time. Now, granted, we're going to be doing Dice Tower West next year. Anybody that wants to join us, Dan and my son Mason are going to be going again. And if we play Mansions of Madness, there's a very good chance that it's going to make my number 1 for next year. Now, if that happened, sure, I would mark it off the list and kind of give it a.
So I think about the 3 games that I've already retired. I've played Castles of Burgundy 100 times probably. Brass Birmingham 20 to 30 times, let's say, and Comic Hunters probably 15 or 20 times. And I can't think of a bad play of those 3 games, like ever.
No,
Yeah.
just
Every
wait.
time I've ever played it, it's been.
Mike's
What'd
going
you
to
say?
ruin that for you.
Just wait.
Choose the
Just
game.
wait.
Let Mike ruin it for you.
Have you played with Dan though?
Oh yeah, I have. I've played
Yes.
Dan taught me Comic Coners. He
Yeah.
taught me Comic Coners. And so,
Yeah.
like, looking at my list, like, I know, like, so Manhattan Project, I've only played it 3 times now, but I've never had a bad experience. Dune, Lost Ruins of Arnak, Village, Manchester Madness. Those are my top 5. All of those games, Manchester Madness, I've probably played 15, 20 times. I've never had a bad experience. Village, I've played 15, 20 times, never had a bad experience. So I just know that those are the games that if I play it again, it's going to be a good experience because I've never had a bad experience. Played it 10 times already. So it's going to go to the top of my list.
I think the only argument that I have for you there, not that it would be a bad experience, but some experiences are going to be better than others. They can all be good,
Sure.
but some
Yeah.
could be like, man, nothing topped this game that I played last year, blah, blah, blah. That's why it was so hard for me to,
Yeah.
I'm not ready to
that's totally
sign
cool.
off anything on, as it's always going to be at the top of my list every year. Cause it just, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I play games. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, so I'm looking up so my top 3 or my 3 Hall of Famers from last year. I played all of them, at least on BGA this year. I played them all multiple times, and again, they're all ones that I'm kind of glad are off the list because they would be right in my top 5 again.
Okay, cool.
And so they
Yeah.
kind of clog up my list. So
Right.
I like having them off, and get back to my struggle there on you mentioned the Eric Ling there at number 3 with the Blood Rage. My struggle was coming into that. I was thinking, all right, our top 3 every year are going to be our retirees, and no, they're not retired, but onto the Hall of Fame. Now, my number 4 is Tyrants, and so that was my struggle. Is I've got Blood Rage at 3 and then Tyrants at 4. So I was like, if I have to choose one of those 2 games, am I ready to say that it's on my Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Is Tyrants or Blood Rage instead of Tyrants? I don't know. That's a freaking hard choice for me.
But then
right
why
now.
did you put them in that order? Like you had a choice, you had a chance.
Well, they're right next to each other on my top 20, so it's not like it was a big deal. But yeah, it was just probably my last plays, my last experience. One was slightly better, but when I think back on my history of playing those 2 games, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're close. They would always be probably up, definitely always in the top 10. Probably pretty much always in the top 5 on my list, but I don't know.
I don't think I'm going to hold myself to my top 3 games of the year. I think I might look at the top 5 or 6 and say, is there a game in there? No, because is there a game in there that no matter when I play it, it's going to make my top 5?
Yeah, it was the comment that I was laughing at, not you, Wayne, but Retirements. There we go. So yeah, smash the 2 together, and that's it. So, but if it almost now feels like, okay, if we're not doing 3, maybe I just say the 2 because I know Dune's there, I know Endeavor's there, I know the Tyrants and Blood Rage are eventually gonna be retired off. But if I had to just choose one, or maybe I do 4, maybe I do the top 4 and put them all in there. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm happy with doing like 2 and maybe 3.
Yeah,
maybe 3 on the list.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I like that. So cool. All right, I just want to throw that out there, just my thought, and I know, again, Bowser in the chat, Craig from up in Maryland, I believe it is, had put that out there, and that he was looking to see what his top 3 were for the year so he could start looking at retiring those or moving those over to the Hall of Fame. So kind of made me start thinking about, oh, yeah, we're at the end of the year, so we've got 1 month left, or I say 1 month, we've got, 3 weeks left?
3 weeks. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're coming down to the end of it.
I
here,
don't
so.
think anything will be making the top 10 in the next 3 weeks.
It's going to be tough. Yeah.
Actually, no. Christmas got some good stuff coming in for Christmas.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
there's a couple of
God,
games
dude.
that there are.
Shut your hole.
Another haul coming in.
And the only reason I say that is because I was doing a lot of driving today. So I was like, I need to catch up on the shows that I haven't listened to because I've been working. And that whole therapy session, man, with calling games,
It was awesome.
I wasn't watching it, but I was listening. And Carlos, I'm sure, was like sweating his butt off. Like,
It was very
these
uncomfortable.
guys are putting pressure on me, man. You know.
There,
But then Dan gave me a shelf. Like it's right behind Rob. You can see it right there behind Rob.
doesn't
No,
mean
man.
you still just need to combine.
There's a
expansions
whole
and
shelf here,
boxes.
folks. Look at this. Here's the moving cam. This whole new. Look at all the opportunity in there. Look at all the space in there. There's space everywhere.
And there's nothing on the floor now, Carlos.
Game wise, no.
No?
It's all
What about the
it's
garage?
all audio. It's all like video, audio stuff. Like like much like Mike, I buy a lot of different visual audio equipment.
He does.
Test it out, try it out. And a lot of it doesn't stick. It ends up in bags and boxes on the floor.
On the floor.
Just sell it, man. Get rid of it.
I hate selling stuff online.
This guy.
I don't know, risking my life on Facebook Marketplace,
Risking
you know,
your
for a
life. I think you're
$5
the only guy
microphone.
that packs heat out of the four of us.
It's Florida, bro.
About?
It's Florida, okay?
Nothing to worry about.
Everybody here is.
I mean, Carlos has got a pretty big family. He's packing.
Like, kids, throw me a magazine.
No, but there are. I can think of easily 2 games off the top of my head right now that I haven't played this year that if I played would be my top 5 probably.
What are they?
Obsession and Concordia. I have not played yet this year, either of those.
Jodak just called me on it. Mosaic. If I get
Mosaic.
that played, it will
Oh.
shoot to the top.
Yeah, I haven't played it.
And
this
which
year
sucks because the expansion came in, the playmat came in this year, and I still haven't had it tabled.
Yeah, Jim just played it.
Yep.
He posted a picture on the Discord. I was
Dang,
like, oh, there's
Jim's
a game I
right.
want to play again. Yeah.
And that's what's crazy is all you guys that are playing Concordia this year.
That would make
I-
top
like,
5 if that got played.
Coming into this year, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play Concordia sometime this year. It'll go to my top of my list, and it'll get retired because just like Castles of Burgundy, Concordia is like in my top
Exactly.
all-time games. I just haven't gotten it to the table yet this year.
Yeah.
Right.
So it hits eight on my list, but it's just because I haven't played it, and the game we played, I don't think we finished, did we, Mike? I think we got a little more than halfway. We did the midway scoring because everybody was
what?
learning of Concordia when we played it on the game day.
I thought we played the full game.
Did we play the full thing? Okay, I remember we cut a couple games short that night, so I couldn't remember. But
Yeah, no, I have it. I have it in my list.
Okay.
I usually don't track like half-played games. But,
got it. Okay, cool.
So the scoring mechanism in that game is just amazing. That's like
It is.
the best.
Concordia is a game you could track half play. Because, I mean, halfway through the game, you're scoring.
yeah,
Well,
Rachel
well-
beat us.
Yeah,
She
not
had
on the
120
official rules, but
Yeah.
yeah. But you can.
Rachel
yeah.
had 120 points. She beat us. You had 101. I had 100.
Oh, I have to call that out. I got beat by 19. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so we did finish that one. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I need to play with some of the other maps. I've never played with any of the maps other than the base map in the game. I've never played the cooperative version. I've never played.
I have the Solitaria. I got that at Dice Tower East and just haven't played it yet.
And they got the team version, which I heard is really bad. But they've got the team where you play groups of 2 against each other.
The 2v2?
Yeah, 2v2.
Yeah, I think that is in the Solitary expansion, yeah.
Supposedly that's really bad. They got really bad ratings, but yeah, everybody said don't play that one.
The cooperative was nice because you could share resources.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all about adding your score together against the AI.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good
Yeah,
game.
I'll have to try that sometime. Yeah, I haven't played it. Cool. All right. So what's next?
Phone lines are still
Topics
open.
do we have?
813-618-7099 is the number. I wanted to go through a quick. I got some notes here
Rundown.
and give my thoughts. Maybe even edit this out as a separate video. Is my thought for my thoughts on Thunder Road Vendetta Part 5: Carnival of Chaos.
All right.
So that's what I
I'll
was-
comment on my 2 plays. Obviously, it didn't make my list, but go ahead.
Then you can just shut it. Okay, if it didn't make your list, I don't even want to hear it.
It just,
I'm currently in love right now.
yeah, man, be in love, man. That's awesome. I won't be cheating on with your love over there then.
I don't have to worry about you.
Let me steal that away.
All right, we're going to talk about Thunder Road Vendetta Part 5, Carnival of Chaos. This is the latest expansion to the Thunder Road Vendetta series of games. I'll be upfront. I only own the Thunder Road Vendetta Retail Edition. The version that I purchased here on the table is the retail edition of the Thunder Road Vendetta Carnival of Chaos expansion. This is the retail version. All right, so that's what I'll talk about, and you'll get to see a little bit about the retail version here. First off, what things that I really enjoy about this is it comes with a fifth. I'm trying to open this thing up. A fifth player component. So you get 5 player components. You get so this is the box. It comes with an insert, and it's got a very tight fitting, like clear cover on it. In the box, you're gonna get the actual Thunder Road arena, and it's folded into kind of a circle board here. This comes with 2 sides. One side is the Holosseum. Let me see if I can get the camera on this. There we go. This is the Holosseum side, and then on the other side is the Slaytona 500. Oh, you see what they did there? Slaytona 500. The board is hexes. That's the first thing you'll notice. Unlike regular Thunder Road Vendetta, which are these like rectangular arrows that you're moving on.
Yeah.
It turns your movement into hexes. It provides this baseboard here, which I had no idea what this was all about. Let me come here real quick. This baseboard, when I first saw it, I'm like, what is the point of this? I don't get this. My understanding is that this piece here was all about allowing you to slot in on 3 sides the road boards, right? So like the road tiles will allow you to slot into this. I'm gonna open up the camera, kind of get the view a little wider here for y'all. Little magic there. All right, a little better there. There we go. So you see how you have these slots. You're going to slot in 3 road boards that lead to this arena. So I did that. I set this up on the board. What was weird to me is that this foundation board, as they call it, a foundation board, also has the names. It also says Slaytona and it says Holosseum on it. So you have to put it facing that way. And I'm thinking to myself, this is stupid. When I lay this board down, it's just going to get covered up by the main board where the minis go on. Like, what is the purpose of this? I wasted all this money, right? And then as I'm reading the rules and looking at the components, I'm thinking, this is stupid, because now I got this board sitting on top of this board, and all I'm going to deal with is a bunch of sliding, and this board's going to be twisting around, right? These are all things I'm thinking about. The moment I set it up, I feel it. Little magnetic click. Oh, this foundation board that goes on the bottom that connects to the roads gets covered up by this board, and based on the side, the polarity of the magnets, snap it into place so that the top board doesn't move around or twist or spin while it's sitting on its foundation.
Okay.
Am I the only one that thinks that's awesome?
Yeah.
Like,
I guess you have
What
to
am
see
I
it.
missing here? I don't understand.
I understand.
Okay,
Why would
okay.
you have a board on top of another board? That doesn't make
Right.
sense.
because
Is
you
it
want to connect
100% covered?
you want, yes, you're going to cover this board completely, because you're going to take the 3 roads from Thunder Road Vendetta,
Okay.
and they're going to lock into here,
Why don't you just put them in this board? Why don't you have them connect to the top board?
because you want a full circle. So with this board, it integrates
I
the
understand what you're-
spaces
yes,
of the other boards
Okay, now it makes more sense.
into, see how now
Now it
these
makes more
spaces here tell you on the main road board, you can move from the main road board to one of these 2 spaces. So it's for movement. Does that make sense now?
Okay,
It
yeah.
makes
Feel it, Robert. Feel it, Robert. Feel it. Feel it.
Didn't make any
Feel the
sense,
magnetic click.
Where's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes. I felt it.
Yeah.
I
See?
felt it.
And as soon as I felt that, I was like, now it all makes sense.
Okay.
The sides, right? Polarity, the magnets, all that.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
pretty cool.
okay. Restoration Games, top-notch work there. What else do I love about this?
They do good with that stuff.
They did. Tina Turner. Tina Turner is
yeah?
prevalent. Kyle Jeeves.
Do you have a board somewhere? Huh?
Kyle Jeeves in here in the chat. Let's see. There.
This is stupid.
Kyle Jeeves says magnets. Breaking Bad reference. All right, so Tina Turner is prevalent in this game. She is the one hosting this event.
course she
And
is.
at the end of every round, you will turn a Tina's turn card. Tina's turn
my God.
card.
right.
Shut it. It's awesome. I love
We
it.
don't need another hero, man. Let's go.
On Tina's turn, Tina's going to have an agenda for each round. So it's going to change how the game plays. I believe there are 10, at least 8 to 10 cards that are Tina's, but you're only going to play with 5. Those 5 cards will, at the end of the round, at the end of the first round, you'll flip the first Tina's turn card, and it's going to dictate the agenda for the next round. And it'll do things like change the rules of how the game plays. It might give out more points for hitting stuff. It might allow you to change how you pick up super weapons or party favors. It's going to change how you shoot. It might give you range. She does a lot of cool
You got
stuff.
them right there. Let's see them.
Oh yeah, let's look at the cards.
Let's pull them out real quick. Yeah.
So you can see here, Tina's Turbo
wow.
Tina.
That's not.
It's my turn now.
borderline.
And there's Tina there for you. Here's one. Tina says, "Let's get wild," and it says cars moved in a slam. Roll the stunt die to see how far they move, ignoring all spaces in between. So it changes how slams work for that next round, right? But not only does she
That's
do
kinda
that,
cool.
it is. It just, remember, Rob, you said, "Oh, so you got a Euro game now." I think so, because it adds new encounters, new events each round. It also has these spotlight bonuses. And you can see here for on the spotlight, if your vehicle is on a spotlight, you gain 2 scrap. So now it creates these areas, these king of the hill areas where cars want to end their movement because when Tina takes her turn, whoever's on the spotlight is going to get a variable number of points, also known as scrap. Secondly, there's going to be these pillars on the board, these pillars with letters on them, and normally they are road spaces, but on Tina's turn, she's going to tell you flip these pillars to pop them up. Anything sitting on them are eliminated because they're just popped, scrap. And now you've got these obstacles on the board that are impassable terrain that if you run into, you die. So every round you get these variable amount of pillars from different places popping up and down based on Tina's turn. So Tina's turn is an awesome addition to the game. What else is awesome about this game? Super weapons. Rob, there's a deck of cards there for super weapons. So something I missed in the first edition of the game. Yep, these right here. Those are the blanks, so they might be a different deck. The first like expansions that came with the big Kickstarter stuff had all these variable weapons, right? Everybody got to get variable weapons for their cars. I missed all that because I got the retail edition. Now, in this game, there are going to be these tokens on the board. And if your car stops on that token, that car immediately picks up one of these super weapons. The super weapons look like this, Rob, these tokens.
Yep.
If you can grab some, throw them on the board.
Over here. Yep.
For example, this weapon here, the laser kebab, says that this car can shoot a space any number of spaces away in a straight line from its front arc. So now the 3 spaces in the front arc shoot out in a straight line as far as you want whenever you shoot. So it adds range. It's just a variety of these weapons that get added, and your cars are going to be running for these tokens. They're going to be running and gunning to try to grab these tokens first so that their cars can get super weapons. Now check this one out. Let me find it here. There's a little Sammy here, Wayne. This one is awesome. Little Sammy says, this car may shoot at a chopper in its front arc. Choppers are small, and if you hit it, remove it from the game and gain 3 scrap.
Wow.
So I've never even thought about that. Being able to shoot somebody's helicopter out of the sky, now they don't get any more airstrikes, air support.
Carlos, what are these balloons?
Balloons are party favors. Party favors, this gives me that Mario Kart feel. These are balloons that are on the board. If your car ends on a space with a balloon, you get the balloon. You're going to get one of these tokens. These tokens have game-breaking rules on them that allow you to do cool stuff on your turn. So, for example, this one here called Precision says set an FX die to any face instead of rolling. And then it shows you a picture of all the different types of FX dice that you could use. So it's going to break rules. It's going to let you double shoot twice in your turn. So shoot before you move. All these different rules, move twice, move extra spaces, gain extra points at the end of the game. So again, places that you're fighting to be at, right? It gives you these places to congregate as players to go fight for. So the Witness Me is another awesome thing. I wrote this one down too.
Nick got this one in the game, right?
It's a Nick card.
Yep.
It's hard to read because it's this foily foil, but if you get it just right, y'all can see it. Witness Me is the card. Every player will get a Witness Me card on their turn. At the start of their turn, they may play their Witness Me card once during the game event. And what it does is each time you shoot or slam, regardless of the result, you're going to gain 1 scrap. This is in addition to any scrap you would normally gain. At the end of the game, at the end of the turn, return this card back to the box.
Cool.
So if you know you got a good turn coming, you can play your Witness Me card, gain extra points, and hopefully win the game. All right, let's see here. Movement limitations. I wrote that down. The way the hexes work and your movement in this game works really gives me that X-Wing feel, where you're trying to X-Wing, the miniatures battle game, where you're trying to maneuver your miniatures in a certain pattern to end facing in a certain arc to be able to shoot things. And that adds that
Geometric?
Yeah, flavor that I really like about games. I like games that are spatial games that make you think about how you place things down in order to get firing arcs. You know, think of your old Age of Sail ship fighting games where you're trying to get your cannons lined up on somebody else's T. You know, you cross their T.
What's the airplane one?
Wings of War,
yeah.
Right? All those games. It really adds that flavor to this game that I already liked. Where before it was just kind of gunning down the highway. Now it's really maneuvering to get around stuff. Scrap feels really good. Scrap is your victory points. Scrap as points for doing damage and for eliminating players on your turns feels so much better than just trying to be the first one to cross the finish line. Right now I have an objective. I can strategize my turn. I can put myself in the right spot to get some good shots off, to do some damage, to get some points. Like I'm actually fighting for points. It feels better than just trying to be the first person to cross the line. We talked about favors. We talked about spotlights and super weapons because they give players a place to congregate to fight over. I talked about the 5 players. The pieces in here are washed. Unlike my retail version, the new 5th player pieces are all washed, and the rule book is so easy to get through. Like mad props to Restoration Games and how they developed this rule book. It's super simple to read, and then more importantly, they took their time to get into all the past expansions. So not only do they explain all the cards and tokens that come in this game, like everyone has its own entry, so you can really understand how it works. It takes you into an FAQ of all the expansions. So if you incorporate that expansion into this expansion, here's what you need to consider.
Oh, that's cool.
That's great foresight on the part of Restoration Games. So what did I not like about it? It doesn't fit in the retail box.
Dope.
The base retail box does not fit. I know that if you buy the Carnival of Chaos, the Maximum Chrome, was that the name of it? Maximum Chrome? Like if you buy that version of this expansion, it also comes with a box. I don't know what to call it. Spacer? So imagine a piece of cardboard that wraps around the inside of the Maximum Chrome box to give it a few more inches of lift so that you can drop the insert from this expansion right on top of the Maximum Chrome expansion and then put the normal Maximum Chrome expansion on top. So it gives you like a few inches extra of box to add this expansion to. That's great for those folks. But for us retail folks, I'm going to have to be carrying around 2 boxes everywhere I go because I did not get that kind of a special thing. My review, my in summary for this, if you have Thunder Road Vendetta retail, this is a must. This is a must buy. This is going to change how you play. I don't know if I'm going to play regular Vendetta Road very often, if ever at all. This expansion here is like, it adds all that gamer goodness that we talked about would be missing in the retail edition, not having asymmetric weapons, right? Not having those choices. Here, you get them. You get that fun of having cars that do cool stuff on their own, separately and differently. And then Tina's turn, changing how every round works, just feels good. Carnival of Chaos, for me, it is a buy. Michael, did you get to play Carnival of Chaos?
No, but so while you're explaining this, I played 2 games of Thunder Road Vendetta, and this was with a new group that really quick. When I went down there for work, the group that we were playing, or the group that I was working with, one of the guys was a board gamer, and we didn't know this at the time, like because we had like a meet and greet, and we were kind of meeting everybody that was working for this one firm. Well, anyway, I went to the yard sale thing at the Tampa Gamers group, and this guy taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" And I look at him, I'm like, "You look really familiar." And he's like, "Yeah, we were running claims together." Like, well, not together, but like, I met you at the. I was like, "Oh my gosh, dude! Like, I was like, are you a board gamer?" And he's like, "Yeah, we play all the time." I was like, "Holy crap!" He's like, "I was wondering if I was going to see you here because we really weren't." Kind of like we were in a group chat for work, but we really weren't chatting it up or anything. So anyway,
you weren't letting the geek out on the group chat at work.
No.
Listen, my background for work, my Zoom background is this shelf behind me.
Oh, really?
I am not surprised.
I let it unzip and hang out at work.
Whoa, hey now. So he was like, we're gonna be gaming in a couple of nights. You want to come over before you go back home? And I was like, sure, but I got to return, the rental. And he's like, I'll come out and pick you up. I'll take you there and I'll take you back. Wow. I'm like, all right, cool. And the guy's house that we went to, really good guy, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we set this up. We played 2 5-player games of it. Still didn't hit for me. It just, it just was like, because I was thinking to myself, all right, this is what's going to tell me. Because I keep telling you guys, like, I played it a couple of times. It really didn't hit. I played it with a new group. I was kind of like, but you describing this, I think that's what it's missing for me as far as just a crazy good time, like things changing every single round. Now this is going to, and it kind of forces you to go, well, like you said, now I want to be the king of the hill in this area so I can get this at the end of my turn. You know, if I stop in that spot, stuff like that, that got me a little bit more excited about the game. So I was getting ready to sign it off. But now that you're talking about this, I'm willing to give it at least 1 or 2 more tries. Yeah, with the Carnival Chaos.
I got him hooked.
I think I said it last week too, or when we covered it. It really is group dependent. Like if the 4 of us and Dan played a 5-player game of this, I guarantee it's gonna be fun.
I don't think for me. I think it's above the group. Yes, I think the group. If you have to have a good foundation with a good group, but for me, it was just like I'm expecting this game to play faster, and it's just You know, the gameplay is even, and like the last 2 times we played, I was like, screw this. I'm going to go into this hazard spot and I'm going to cause chaos. And it was just kind of like, you know, but again, I think the Carnival Chaos stuff.
I don't know if I was clear on it, but it's 6 turns. That's it. It is because you're on the turn at the end of turn 1, you will draw one of the 5 Tina Turns card. You will only ever draw 5 Tina Turns at the end of that fifth card, which is the 6th round. The game is over. Yeah. That is nice. Like having a defined end. You go do some chaos for 6 turns because that's all you got. Yeah, you got 6 turns.
I definitely
makes
think
it more like
enjoy
a Twisted Metal game than it does a Road
Right.
game.
Yeah. I like the idea too. Like I agree with you, Mike. We played it at Dice Tower East, and I played it with all friends. It was all people from our group, and it was like, it was okay. You know, it was, it was like, but I couldn't quite figure out what I was doing. Am I trying to win this race? Am I trying just to wreck into people? Somebody's breaking away. Do I care that they're breaking away? I mean, it just didn't get exciting for me. Even with the group, you know, the group that I would probably have chosen to play it with, it was okay. Yeah, but this. I agree.
Get points. How do I get points? Yeah. I shoot things and I kill things.
I got an arc. I'm trying to hit those
and
things.
I smash things.
I'm trying to stay away from people. It's not linear. So if it's linear and I jump out a little bit, I know there's always people behind me. But here, maybe I go around the outside and
hide behind this pillar.
Protect myself. Yeah,
drop a helicopter here, knowing that it'll prevent anyone from landing there. Yep. But then, as Chester says in the chat, little Sammy says, "Oh yeah, you get that little Sammy shooting at helicopters. It's just fun."
Yeah, so it sounds like this could be a better experience.
I was really hoping to get it played tonight. Like you had mentioned in the chat the ability of maybe being able to play tonight. Yeah. And I was like, I'll buy chicken wings and beer. I really want to get this game played. Come on over. And then
I'm not gonna lie. When you said Thunder Road Vendetta, I was like, if you'd said White Castle, I probably would have been here an hour earlier. But you said Thunder Road, I was like, you know what? I got a prescription to go get. I got to go buy milk. I got to go.
I got a hair appointment, a root canal.
My nails
milk in the bread.
And then Dan was gonna come, and then he couldn't make it. And I was like, I don't know. There's 2 of us. And,
I had my chicken wings by myself.
There you go.
Waiting for someone to come play.
Sorry. but no, I am interested in trying it. But I still want to try it with more people. You said it might be good with 2, and I still want to play it with 3 or 4.
Because with 2, you still have 3 cars each. That's 6 cars total. Okay, there's still a lot of mayhem, and it'll be faster.
So it's kind of like a Thunder Alley thing. So you get more cars with less players.
No, same number of cars. The thing is if you get to 5 players, that's just too many cars on this small map.
Yeah, okay.
Which is nice though, because a lot of stuff will just evaporate after the first round or so.
Get your scrap, blow some stuff up. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
But and you cannot win if you're eliminated. So that king. I'm a little worried about this part. That kingmaker almost, or what is it called? Take out the leader, kill the leader.
Everybody teams up against the leader.
The whole Munchkin kill the leader thing's gonna happen. Where if we see somebody with a good lead on scrap, everyone's just gonna eliminate that player because you can't win by points at the end of the game if you are all eliminated.
Yeah, that is rough.
So, but this is what you do best.
Well,
you know what you do best?
It's only 6 rounds.
You lay low. Yeah. Rob likes to lay low and pretend like nothing's going on.
Around the outside.
Yes. 2 trailer park Robs go around the outside.
Exactly.
And then at the end, you swoop in with the win because you were just quietly accumulating points, not too aggressively.
That's what I do.
It's what you do.
Yeah.
You stay off people's radar.
Aaron's got a long thing in the.
That's my update. I'm going to separate that as a separate video. I'm going to put that out there.
All right. Well, I was to say I was trying to read the thing of Aaron.
Let's see here. Aaron Clark in the chat played quite a few games over Thanksgiving. One of them was Heat and my brother-in-law mentioned playing Thunder Road, made me want to give it a try. Hopefully tonight, Aaron, I helped with that. You can tell your brother-in-law to thank me. Hopefully you'll go out there and want to get it played.
Maybe, yeah.
It says, feels like a game you want to already have a relationship with the people you are playing with. Yes.
I would think that helps. I don't think it's mandatory, though.
But it's like Monopoly, right? Like someone's going to flip the table. Someone's going to get mad.
I think with Thunder Road, if you play with a group of people who know, you create the magic circle of like, okay, we can just be chaotic, and I'm not trying to win. I just want to do something fun, right? Whereas if you play with a group of people you don't know, you may end up playing more conservatively. And this is the kind of game where playing conservatively doesn't really work. You have to just go crazy to have fun, at least my opinion.
Yeah. BJ from Board Game Gumbo is in the chat. Says, "Wait, where's Mitchell?"
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
So I'm listening. I don't know if you realize. So I listened to BJ's podcast, and Mitchell was on there twice because he went to PAX.
BGG.
He went to BGG, Texas,
Right.
Dallas, whatever it is.
Yep.
And BJ introduces Mitchell as founder of the Beans and Dice podcast.
Yeah.
Like every time.
I love that.
Mitchell's been on BJ's podcast.
There you go.
It's like I think he's really a founder of the Board Game Gumbo because he's been on BJ's podcast twice as much as he's been on ours in the last year.
Mm-hmm. Step it up, Mitchell.
Well, I hope he doesn't go back into his hobbit hole and into hiding.
Just hide. Yeah.
Founder
and CEO.
Was that the last title he got? He got a promotion.
That we heard about in the news.
There you go. Good stuff.
All right, fellas, that's what I had gaming wise. Other than that whole Elon Musk wants to buy Hasbro fun.
That ain't happening. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? I mean, he threw it out there to be funny, but yeah.
Someone did the math on it. Somebody mathed it out. It'd be like you having $3,500, and for a couple $100 you could buy, Hasbro. Like that's the equivalent, right? Money wise.
Yes.
A couple $100 out of your 3,500, could you drop it on Hasbro? Like all of Hasbro, not just D&D, but like all of it. Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering, all the toy lines, everything.
I didn't hear about this. I heard about the MSNBC thing, but why is he interested in Hasbro, or was it just the off-the-cuff type of BS?
There's a line of thought here. His AI company recently announced that they're going to be making video games, right? So he is in that gamer space, and he is a video gamer. Apparently, he's like top 20 in
Diablo 4.
Diablo 4, like top 20 in the world on Diablo 4. So he's a gamer. But then someone had mentioned something about woke WotC. Right, like woke D&D, and of course he's got to come in like a wrecking ball just to throw a chaos grenade.
To be a man-child,
pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he puts in there.
Whatever you want to call him.
But it's a play on the MSNBC thing that Michael just brought up, right? When MSNBC was going through its troubles recently after the election, he put a post out there. How much? Right, that was the joke. So when somebody posted something about Hasbro and their issues with D&D. His comment back was, how much?
For Hasbro. Yeah.
For Hasbro.
Yeah.
Dude just lost $65 billion to the courts, so I don't think he's gonna be worried about buying Hasbro anytime soon.
No, it's not gonna happen, but it made for some great fun.
It was funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I understand. It makes perfect sense.
I don't know. If I had $3,500 and it only cost $200 of that to buy a big company, which is actually making money, like Hasbro, it's doing really well.
And with all the things he's got to spend his $3,500 on, though, I don't know.
We'll just stick to rockets.
Yeah, probably rockets and space and all
Not
that
enough
stuff.
government subsidies to fund his Hasbro takeover.
Electric cars, and now he's looking at electric motorcycles, and there was something else he's getting ready to do, electric something or other, but yeah, all kinds of stuff, yeah.
Back to games, please.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was games.
Gaming-wise.
It was D&D. And that's it. I've exhausted... At 1 hour and 13 minutes in, I've exhausted every
All your
topic
topics?
I came
Awesome.
prepared with.
All right.
Rob,
There you
did you break out Oathsworn yet?
I have not yet. No. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got to get that set up. One of the things I was going to talk about tonight is I'm dedicating myself now to a couple of more campaign games.
Nice.
So Jim Odak, James, I think he was watching it. I think I saw some stuff in the comments earlier. I'm not sure if he's still online, but he has just gotten in Clank Legacy Season 2.
Oh,
And I think
Acquisitions 2 or whatever.
yeah, there
it
you go.
is.
Acquisition 2 order. That is
Nice.
the legacy version, and he's wanting to put that together. So we've actually, I think, got a group of 4 of us now. We're going to start playing every other Wednesday night, starting in 2 weeks, I believe, 19th, whatever that is. I think that's 2 weeks. I'm going to alternate that with my Wednesdays of Frosthaven. So I'm going to have Frosthaven every other week, and then I'm going to have that one every other Wednesday. So I'll be filling up all my
Getting
Wednesdays
that
in the month.
schedule filled, man. Nice.
Yep. And then Dan and I have been playing. We're changing. We're changing our night. We've been playing on Mondays. We had been doing Arkham Horror, the LCG. We are going to switch to Fridays. We're finding that seems to be a little more convenient for both of us. So I'm going to be doing that every Friday because now we're filming that. We're recording our plays of that.
And that's why I'm laughing, because I just listened to when you guys were talking about you set up twice and got your butts handed to you twice by the game, and you just deleted the
Oh yeah,
the
we just
video,
deleted that footage. That never happened. So that was we both agreed that never happened. Nobody ever finds out about that other than here when I talk about it on the show. But yeah, but we finally got a win in of that first scenario.
Nice.
Last week, and so
Did you record it?
we did. Yeah, we got it recorded and we got it won. We found it at the end. I did make a mistake, so he's just going to address that in the thing. I felt bad about it, but he's like, hey, in playthroughs, there's always going to be mistakes. He goes, I'll just, as we come to that part of the thing.
Dan's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he's like, I'll just explain that we messed that up, and we're just going to go forward. Because I threw out there the idea, do we play this again for a 4th time? And because we skated by our skin of our teeth on this one, not to give too many spoilers away, but we did get a success finally. So Dan's going to work on editing that. It'll probably take a couple of weeks. He's going to voice over the whole thing, so we're not going to have our live audio, but he's going to explain. He's going to have pop-ups for the cards that we draw and stuff that are going to to come up on screen.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it sounds like he's working on a real polished setup there. So I'm
definitely not a beans and dice production.
No, this is going to be highly edited.
Any editing is not a beans and dice production.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
So that's good stuff. I am almost done with Jaws of the Lion with my daughter. We have 2 more scenarios. She came home for Thanksgiving, and we played a couple games of Jaws of the Lion. So I think we've got 2 more left to get that completed. We've got 2 more in the expansion of Destinies with my son and my daughter for that. So we're going to try to get Destinies finished up here, hopefully in the next month or so when they come home for a Christmas break.
Which expansion is that?
It's the
Sands one or the
Sands. Yes,
Okay.
it's the Sands. Yep. So we're about
And
halfway.
how are you liking that one? Is that one is good or better than the base?
Different. It's definitely a different theme. There's a lot of there's some oceanic, some water stuff. You're on a port city. There's it's different. It's a different theme, different setup, but it's good. It's just as good as the base game, I think. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah, we're really
Very
enjoying
cool.
that. And then, I guess as a side note, I was going to talk about this in acquisitions, but I'll throw it out there. For the first time ever, I've been hearing about this for the last couple of years. My family are big fans of the escape rooms in a box. And so for the first time, we have ordered and we have started the Advent calendar from the Exit series.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. It's 24 little mini 5 to 10 minute puzzles, little things that you're trying to solve. They go together to tell a bigger story. So they've got, I think, 4 or 5 of them out now from the last years, and they're not year specific. So you can go get last year's, you can go get the one from 2 years ago. Yeah, and you can play through them. So we have just done the first 2. I'm going to put it on hiatus because my daughter went back to college, back to University of Florida for 2 weeks, and then she's coming back actually about a week and a half now. She'll be back, so we're going to catch up when she gets back. But we did the first couple of those. It's really cool. It tells a solid story. And this one, we are, it's in L.A. We are a young male aspiring actor. We moved out to LA. It didn't work out, so now we're delivering pizzas. And so we get this job to deliver pizzas to a movie set. We're all excited about it. We get to the movie set, and when we get there, it's completely abandoned. There's nobody there. And then there's a note to put the pizzas next to the director's chair and leave them. And as we do that, we hear a voice on a speaker asking for help. And there's a big hole in the wall. So we go into the hole in the wall, and then that's where the adventure starts. And so every day there's a little puzzle puzzle that you're
Oh,
solving.
cool.
Is that this year's or is that like a previous year's?
This is this year's, so this will be this year's puzzle. And they have them at different levels. This one is a quote unquote beginner level. So the Exit series, I think there's 3 different levels: beginner, moderate, and advanced. And so this year, I think they came out with 2 different ones. So there's a beginner one, and then the other one's harder. It's either moderate or advanced. So I just bought the first one I saw. I didn't even know that it was the beginner level one. But I'll tell you, we've done 2. The first one that we did was pretty easy. The second one, we actually had to take hints on, so it was a little tougher than I thought. So I started after that first one. I was like, "Oh, is this going to be too easy?" But then the second one, we actually spent about 15 minutes, all 4 of us that were there, thinking about it. We couldn't figure it out, so we had to have a couple of hints to get through it. But I think that's going to be really cool. So I'm working on that now too. So I got a lot coming on in December and beyond. So I'm really looking forward to that stuff. But that's my upcoming stuff that I've got going on in my gaming world right now. But,
Very cool.
yeah.
I think we get Aaron was chatting there in the group chat asking about possible Kickstarters. He had one come in or something.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Aaron Clark says, anyone get any recent or soon to arrive Kickstarter or GameFound games? Mine came in and haven't had a chance to play it. He says my Everdell Duo came in, and I haven't had a chance to play it yet. Also, wouldn't mind hearing Mike's thoughts on Vestige by.
I just saw this a couple of days ago. Yes, I'm interested in Mike's thoughts on this as well.
So on his first question, I just got notice that Revive, Reiner Knizia's new game, just hit the States and is going to start delivering. I did back that one. I don't know if you want to pull that up, but Revive is, I think Dice Tower might have done a review on it already. And
so this is not the old Revive. This is another Revive?
They revived
is it Revive or Rebirth? I'm sorry.
Rebirth. Oh, I was just saying, I know Revive. Revive just came out last year.
It was on your top 20.
Yeah, exactly. Rebirth.
I'm sorry, Rebirth. Reiner Knizia. I'm kind of excited to get that one. And that one seemed like a little bit of an easier worker placement. I don't know, area majority type of thing. But getting over to Vestige, I was kind of like, there's this, Rebirth. It's already got a 7.8. Crazy.
Yeah, they did review this. I remember this. Yeah.
This one looks interesting, and I think the deluxe, like the regular edition was only like $45 or something like that, and the deluxe edition was only $10 more. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna get the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
But it looks fun. On the Vestige thing, so for those that don't know, Orange Nebula, creators of Vindication, and I'm trying to pull these.
What's that purple box?
Well, how is this not Vindication? But okay, Orange Nebula, purple box.
You played with William and Dan.
Not Undaunted. My gosh, man.
It's that story-driven game.
Unsettled.
Unsettled,
and yes. So, and they're coming out with Spirit Fire, which is going to be like their, the game is you're the game, that type of thing, solo only type game. But anyway, Vestige. When they first announced this, and for those that don't know, I'm a self-proclaimed Orange Nebula fanboy. I don't care. I'll admit it.
Haven't you been to their home office to pick up games?
Twice.
Only twice.
I think they called it stalking and reporting to the police. You said you were picking up games.
Yeah. Oh, that Lorenzo guy's coming in again. When they first announced this, I was just like, this is just Vindication.
How is this not Vindication? I've been holding this back, but how is this not Vindication?
So then I watched this. It was like a 30-minute video of not Mark, but Tom, who's one of the co-founders or co-developers, and I forget the other one of the girls' names that works there. She's been there a while. It was just a video on how is this different from Vindication.
Wait, I've seen this board before.
Well, look at the other
it
board.
looks very
similar. Get to the next one.
So I'll be honest, I can't even tell you because I can't recall what they were saying, but I started the video thinking to myself, this is not going to be different enough from Vindication for me to even care. And this is going to be the first time that I'm like shunning, an Orange Nebula game. But as they were getting into it, it's more of like your you're fulfilling contracts, and there's these I forget what they call them, but it's like when you're playing solo, there's these other players or other characters in the game that are playing against you, and it seemed like, okay, and it's funny that I can't mention, like, I can't recall it now, but it is different enough, or it explained it to me that it was different enough for me to be interested in it, and I did
Really?
end up backing it. And I was totally against it when I first saw it, because I was like, this is just Vindication rehashed, and I've already got Vindication. I love that game. But as they were explaining it, I was like, okay, yeah, this has enough of a difference. There is a little bit of overlap. There definitely is, but it just seemed more interesting, and it seemed more streamlined from what they were explaining also. So I am backing this one.
All right, I'm going to take your word for it, because I just learned about this a couple days ago, and when I saw a little short video on it, I was like, hold on, is this just a reskin of Vindication?
No.
You've got you're moving stuff from one bin to another bin. You're converting the same resources to other resources. You've got the little hex board out there where you're moving in between spots and taking the actions of the things around. I mean, this is like, it's Vindication, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as much as I would love to jump on the bandwagon and make fun of Mike on this one, I can kind of see where you're coming from. In the same way that Undaunted Callisto is undaunted in space, and I still want it. Right? It's enough of a change to add new.
Yeah.
Right? And especially in a decade or more, we have so improved our solo play experiences. Like, solo play experiences have really just amped up. And if that's part of what they're doing, I'm all about that life. And then secondly, streamlining of games. You know, the designers have had chances to iterate, to learn from Vindication, right? Implement it here. So right off the bat, you're getting like a distilled, really good product.
Right.
And then you throw it in space. That's enough of a change for me.
Is it?
And
that is
also,
definitely enough.
Yeah, and the other things that they were kind of talking about, and whether there's financial reasons behind it or not, I look at it as, yes, there's financial reasons, but there's also environmental reasons. Part of what they were saying was, one, the game takes up less space on the table, even though it has two separate boards, and you would think that it's going to take up the same or more space as Vindication, but it takes up less space. But they specifically said, we're really trying to push ourselves to make a better game using less materials and less components in a box that takes up less space on your shelf, which I'm always for. So there is that as well. That kind of goes along with it. And to Aaron's comment, he said he's a fanboy as well of as
They earned an achievement
So
for that goal.
Don't feel bad, he says. So
yeah, don't feel bad for being a fanboy. I don't feel bad at all, and I'm glad to see that we have at least one more Orange Nebula fanboy in our group.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I've been a fan of their stuff. I like Vindication. I'm a huge fan of Unsettled. So the couple games I've played, I like it a lot. And they do great with production. Their games look nice. But gosh, I mean, this just feels. I'm going to take your word for it.
Watch the video.
You know a lot more than I do about it. So, but
yeah,
I saw that there were pet cards. You get pets who can fight for you or whatever. And so it's like, man, it's just like Vindication.
It's
so,
very
But there's
similar.
something to be said about playing a game in a different setting that uses the same system. At your age, Robert, we have to remind you what games you've played.
No, you do. Yeah, my age.
Wow, what about at my age?
Yeah, you're older, so I'm gonna,
Well, you seem to have kept your faculties,
you
Mike.
guys together?
Robert can't remember what he had for
We
breakfast.
age
Okay,
differently. We age differently. I had a bagel for breakfast. Thank you.
but
I
to learn
would-
a system, a style of play, and all you have to do is have some tweaks to it. That's huge. That's a great thing.
You don't have to think.
I would agree. Yeah, and it's harder for me to want to learn new games. Not that it's hard to learn them, it's just harder for me to want to. Like, it's just like, I really want to learn a whole nother game, even though it could be great. And there are those few that, yes, I'll take the time to do that. But
That's what happens when we hit 50, Mike. You know, you're 50 plus. Yeah, it's you don't want to learn stuff.
absolutely, man. But anyway, I would say watch the how is this different than Vindication video that Orange Nebula put out. And I think you'll understand, like, okay, yeah, there is more of a difference here than what is initially on the surface.
Aaron's got a point here. They could do a better job of having gameplay or previews out at the time of launch.
Agreed.
I'm very intrigued, but it's wait and see, mostly because of how much I love Vindication already. So they already have launched?
It's on GameStart or GameFound right now.
GameFound.
Yeah.
So they have a
it's the collaboration of Kickstarter and GameFound. I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait a minute, this is news.
GameStarter.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
You had me, bro.
The one question I have for Aaron though is, even though he loves Vindication already, I mean, is there room for another game like this in his collection if it was different enough? Because I mean, it is.
But it could be a swap too, right? Like Aaron, would you be willing to just get rid of Vindication?
No.
Michael says
Says
no. He shut that down.
There's and this kind of goes back to another show that you guys were, when you're talking about culling games, like if you lost your entire collection and like those games that you would buy back immediately, there's probably like 3 or 4 right off the top of my head that I'm like, Vindication, This War of Mine, and Tyrants of the Underdark are like the top 3 that I would 100% put right back into my collection as fast as I could. So yeah, I wouldn't get rid of this, even if.
But look at me, Michael. Look at me. Look at me. Right in the eyes. Look at me. Just a moment ago, you said you couldn't think of any games that you would put on a Hall of Fame list.
Oh.
However, you're the only MFer in this entire show today that says if you lost all your games, you know of 3 you would run out and like immediately buy.
Hall of Fame.
Like,
Yeah, but they
those are your Hall of Fames, brother. Like that is them, okay?
Here's the problem.
All right.
Battle of the soundboards, baby.
All right, here's the problem. I haven't played Vindication this year. So it can't be at my top of my list.
Well, then you don't have to worry about it being on your list, because if it's in your Hall of Fame, you're not putting it on your list. It just lives at the top always.
Remember, we had this discussion a little earlier. Our lists are our own,
He's on
and then
50
we
now.
even had a separate
So the
opening
guy
of rules for Hall of Fame.
The guy who couldn't do it 1 through 20 had to do a 1 through 10, leave space and manipulate things. Will only put a game in his Hall of Fame as his top 3 played.
And if he's played it this year.
For me, it would have to be in the top 3 2 years in a row.
Okay.
And if it's, I mean, we're talking games that aren't even on my list this year, let alone in the top 20. So it's, it's hard to put something like, hey, this game wasn't on my list this year.
Did you play it last year?
It's going to the Hall of Fame, fellas.
Did you play it last year?
Well, yeah, it was my number 1 last year, Vindication.
Then why
It
didn't it
should
make
have
the
been on
list
your
then?
Hall of
Like,
Fame.
all right, here we're gonna have a board member meeting right here. Y'all get to see how the sausage is made.
We're gonna vote.
We get a call of the Beans and Dice
I already know
board.
what my answer is going to be.
Take a
Go
vote
ahead.
here.
We're gonna vote here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Can Michael throw Vindication on his Hall of Fame list in 2024? I'll vote first. I vote yay.
Well, I don't know. Now he went and screwed it up. So I'm going to say yes, he can, but
He
he should
can.
have already.
All right. It's on you, Wayne. You're the tiebreaker.
What are you guys
there you
doing?
go.
Tiebreaker,
man?
3 to 1.
3 to 1.
It's on the list.
Mike, the board
I'm outta here.
approves. You're.
And Mike is done. He's gone. It's like Dan walking out the door in the background.
The board approves. You
Walking
can
to the
place
hill, back to back
Vindication
there,
on
Mike.
your Hall of Fame
Retroactively.
in 2025.
I
We'll,
think
we'll grant you a pardon.
He doesn't sound
We'll grant
convinced.
you a
Here's the thing.
pardon.
And I really do want to get Vindication back to the table because I have those new expansions that add a lot of story based.
Well, bring it out here. Let's play it. Bring it on.
Well, see, all right. So let's take a step back. Let's
Story
go
time.
back to when I was in Florida last, and I was going to save this until like our annual, like review of the
Highlight
entire
show.
year. I have to say, man, like the gaming group that I have here, as much as I do like playing games with them, it just isn't the same as you guys.
Oh, we
Like,
know.
No, when you said they didn't like Flip 7, the moment you said they didn't like Flip 7,
That's
I
it.
was like,
Yeah.
I'm
That's the wrong group.
never
It
going
just,
west.
I don't know, man. It's just something about you guys that I just enjoy games more when I'm playing them with you. And I'm not just saying like just, the two of you. And I'm sure I haven't even played the game with Wayne yet, but I'm sure I would enjoy it just as much.
I don't know.
But it's
I
like
know.
just our Beans and Dice crew. Even people that were new that I hadn't played with when I went to the monthly game,
Yeah.
I was like, this is fun. Like, I'm really enjoying this group of people. And even though I enjoy them here, it's just isn't the same, man.
You know, the show is published nationally. Like anyone in the country could watch this.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
Okay.
I love you, man. I love you, Scott.
Your friends on the West Coast.
You're not beans and dice
not the same
material. I'm sorry. You know.
Yeah.
I know we're a bunch of degenerates over here.
Yeah. We have a different kind of fun, so we do things differently. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and I don't know if it's because when I got into board gaming, like you guys were the ones that I played with the most, you know, technically.
Stop it.
But anyway, some games just don't hit the same with different groups, and I think you guys can agree to that. Like,
Yeah, but that group you got plays some really cool stuff, and I mean, like really cool, like
stuff.
Civ based, GMT style. I mean, you're getting introduced to some games that I can't find a group to play with, right?
Yeah.
The Banners game, like there's no one in this group that's going to want to play that, right? Like
I think Dan said he would play that.
Well, Dan and I played the Pulp Horror one from GMT. Dan's a GMT guy. He's the one guy in this group.
Yeah.
Everyone else is 2 euro based.
Trick takers too, you know, a lot of Japanese trick takers. So, I mean, there is something to be said for this group, but again,
it's a different culture. It is really that different.
I don't know if it's the culture. It's just like, you know, you guys are different types of friends than, you know, the friends that I have here. I'd rather play, if I had to choose, honestly, I'd rather play board games with you guys, but I would rather not socialize with you. I'm joking.
Oh, yeah. Once the game is done, it's done. I'm out.
You know, you got to take the good with the bad, right? And the bad with the good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
These are facts.
Vindication would be a very hard game for me to get to the table here with the right group. And I think there might be 1 or 2 people I could play with, but yeah, it makes me reconsider what games I want to keep in my collection, just because, you know, I'm never going to travel with Vindication because that box is too damn big now. You know, anyway.
Yeah.
Anywho.
We miss you too, Mike. Anyway, back to real stuff. He's trying to cue something up over here. I see him playing with his phone. Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Are you not going to do it? Okay.
What were you gonna do?
I was going to, but I'm
I saw
I'm
Dr.
good.
Evil on there.
I'm good.
Okay.
Give Daddy a hug.
Mini me.
Welcome.
Well, Aaron's got a lot to say over there. I can't read it all from my old eyes
man,
over
lots
here.
of chats.
To be fair, I have everything for Vindication and didn't for Everdale. I think of Everdale and Everdale Far Shore, Vindication, Vestige, Vestige, much like much bigger games though, but with all the expansions, I think it's a somewhat similar situation. He says, no chance I'm letting go of Vindication. There may be room for both, but I'm not ready to make that call yet.
Ready for that kind of commitment.
Let's see what Zeno picked up some stuff. He's got a birthday coming up. Shout out to Zeno.
Happy birthday.
His birthday's coming up. My gaming buddy for years now. Over a decade
Back
now.
to the old X-Wing days.
I want to wish him a happy birthday.
There we go.
There it is.
That's
Happy
right,
birthday,
buddy.
Zeno. His birthday's coming up. He's got games coming in. He says he picked up the Great Wall. I think he means the Great Wall.
Probably must be. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I think he means the Great Wall, which I think that was a big. Who was that? Joe? No, it was Jodak was a big fanboy of the Great Wall.
Jim loves. He's taught a lot of people that one.
Oak and Iron.
Oak and Iron. I was just saying that's not.
Which I think is the minis game.
It's the pirate
player.
The pirate, not
naval based.
Navals Age of Sail pirate ship game.
No,
I think Oak and, if I'm correct, I think Oak and Iron is the 2-player only game that.
I want this one.
The minis game,
games, Was it not Mythic Games?
It's supposed to be rules light, asymmetric, 2-player only, iron versus wood, with metal tokens and.
I can't remember.
Ironwood, I think it's called. I think that one's called Ironwood.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I do want that one.
Oak and Iron is the war naval based war.
Which I thought I taught that one to Wayne. I feel like it was that or Max. Maybe Wayne was there when I was teaching Max. Little pirate ships on a board, Plaxis ship, shooting cannons at each other. And then Axis and Allies, G.I. Joe.
They're throwing that in there.
I didn't know
anything Axis and Allies is Zeno's got his name all over at. Yeah, he's got the zombies. I want to play the zombies one sometime.
I do too.
Actually, picked
That
up for
that third like AI player on the board.
Yeah.
So we're fighting each other, and then zombies are eating everybody.
Yeah.
That Axis and Allies GI Joe, if at the end of that rule book, if they don't have and now you know, that is a missed opportunity.
Learning is half the battle.
We need you to report back, Brian Zeno. Report back. Let's see. Zeno says, I'm still waiting for my Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea upgrades. So not even expansions, upgrades.
That's your favorite game to play with him, isn't it, Carlos?
I vowed to never play with his family again.
You played that with him
They're
several times.
dead to
though.
me.
Yeah.
And what's sad is his son's a man now. Like last time I saw him, he is a man.
Full grown dude. Yeah.
He comes up, hey Carlos, do you want to play some Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea? I'm like, no, I still hate you.
Voice change.
Now you're an adult and I can cuss at
Just because
you.
you got a different voice doesn't change anything. Yeah. And speaking of upgrades, I didn't mention with my Arkham LCG, Dan went all in, so it's going to be a funny transition in our recorded videos, because the last time we played, we were using broken toothpicks to do the connections between the different cards of the different routes. So he decided that wasn't very cool, so he went online and he ordered acrylic tokens, he ordered acrylic arrows that point for all the connections.
Nice.
He ordered player things. He ordered upgraded bits for the little magnifying glasses for the for the clues that you find. Little bullets for if you have a gun. There's little shotgun shells if you have the shotgun. So yeah, he went all in with all the upgrades
crazy
on that
over there.
So he's like, oh, we'll just throw them in. You know, one week, you know, it'll be just broken toothpicks, and the next week, all of a sudden, there's gonna be acrylics all over the table. I was like, okay, let's go with me. So
I love upgrading games. There's something about taking your favorite games and just replacing the components.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to all that stuff. He said it should be coming in, I think, this week. So we are filming tomorrow night. So hopefully we'll have some of that stuff in. Yeah, it'll be cool. Looking forward to it. Yep. All right, what else is going on? So I did my upcoming stuff. Carlos, you got anything you have on the
I got my
horizon
Christmas wish list, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
still waiting on
Yeah.
confirmation. That's all going to hit.
You going to announce to everybody what your wish list is, that people can send you games?
I think I'll post it on Amazon.
There you go. Have it up there for everybody to see. We'll post it on the Discord.
So speaking of wish list, since I already picked up Brian Baru, you kind of, you kind of screwed me over on that one. I'm looking at another game on your shelf that I'm wondering if you've played before. Freelancers. Have you played that yet?
Not yet. That was last year's
Okay,
Christmas gift.
That one
and
you can send to me then.
I've set it up on the table. I just couldn't get because it requires 3 players. I couldn't get the 3 of us to dedicate what I'm expecting to be 3 hours of
It
time.
used to be behind me. Did it move? Is it still?
It's
No, everything's
below
moved
your
around.
Right shoulder there.
My right
Other
shoulder?
shoulder. Yep. Yep.
Over
Yep.
here.
Right next to the board.
Oh, there it is.
Down.
I see it.
right
Got it.
Because I have played a lot of the pirate version, Forgotten Waters.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I know the space version is supposed to be coming out soon.
Yep.
Well, see, that's what kind of triggered me on the freelancers, was because when that Kickstarter was coming out, they're like, oh, it's going to use the Crossroads system. I'm like, awesome. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. And then when they said, you know, makers of Forgotten Waters and freelancers, I was like, wait a second, freelancers is a Crossroads game?
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then I started looking into it. I was like, oh, man, well, I got to have this game, man. This
But
looks great.
here's a question, because I remember Forgotten Waters. I'm going to go research this. I will answer my own question next week.
Okay.
Freelancers or Forgotten Waters came out like right before COVID hit. I remember I got it from Armada Games.
Right.
Yes.
And they had to modify the game to make it Zoom friendly.
Right,
They
correct.
added like a website.
Yep.
I wonder if they've done that with freelancers, if it already comes that way.
Interesting.
Because that would be an interesting, I don't know,
would play
for us to play remotely live stream.
While you're doing that, I'll look and see if it says anything in the box. But
Oh, we're going to lose a sign here in a second. It's going to be hilarious to watch.
all your strips will go popping off, and then
But
you won't know.
I haven't heard anybody here like dying to play it. But hearing you say that might be an excuse for us to take a Thursday, start early,
Yeah.
and just play on stream.
I would totally be into that game to give it a try, because Crossroads system in a medieval or whatever type of.
But that's the part. Like, okay, so I got the game in, right? I was excited. I was like, oh, okay. So it's like Forgotten Waters, which is pirates,
right,
but it's going to
fantasy.
be fantasy. It'll be like D&D. And then I got into opening it up and reading some of the stuff in there, and it is really weird. It's not like standard fantasy. It's anthropomorphic animals.
Anthropomorphic, yeah.
After the world has collapsed and they've taken over, and they kind of play like they're D&D. But they've got these weird classes, and so it's.
Is there a thief class? That's all I want to know.
There's like a divorcee.
What?
Yes.
What does that have to do with anything?
Like that's
Are
like
they broken
that is,
and depressed or something?
and they occasionally cry for no reason, like, and half their stuff is gone. I don't know what happened. Like, they lost half of everything.
Interesting. Okay.
See, and that's kind of when it all started going back in the box. Like, I'm a little weirded out.
Okay.
All right. Well, don't let that.
No, but it would make a great play because of the story alone. I think if we played this for the folks at home, I'm sure they would appreciate it.
So is it more of a legacy game, or is it like one-off type stuff?
It is not a legacy.
Definitely
They
not a
are
legacy.
one-off scenarios, but
Can they chain
scenarios
together,
can
though?
be saved halfway. So if it's anything like Forgotten Waters, which they say it is, it's like a 3-hour session, but you can pause like halfway. You connect things because you're like there's a map that we're moving around on a in the world, like trying to hit certain waypoints and check stuff out. I'm trying to find it. I don't know if Rob took it.
I just got the rule book here, but
okay. Yeah, there's like a imp warrior.
Dude, Chester is on it, man. With his strips be popping off.
nice. Yeah. I was assuming that they would have been advertised here in the rule book if it was really
Anthropomorbid.
Oh yeah, online, but I don't see anything in the rule book about it being. I mean, they talk about the app; you have to download the app to play, but I don't see anything specifically about playing online, remote, or whatever. So I'm not sure.
There it is, divorcee. I wasn't crazy. I saw it.
Yeah.
Are you
Make my-
serious? What a weird class that is.
There it is, divorcee. Oh
Is
wait,
it
here's a
what
camera.
we think it means?
I mean, that's kind of what it says, right?
That's very odd. Very odd.
So I think they're just, they're being tongue in cheek. They're having fun. There's a clam digger.
Okay.
I think that was Chester's nickname in college.
Oh.
I've said.
Private Eye, Gunslinger, Bard. So you got some of the classic tropes in here, but then you got these like random weird classes. And then you combine that with a race, so like a Mouser Paladin, right, or a hound. So it's like you can see it, Mike, like a dog.
Oh yeah.
Dog man. So it's weird. It's weird.
All right. I'm willing to give it a try if they have.
And I'm
some
cool
kind of
with
way that we
weird.
can play remotely.
Dials, right? And I got all the cameras, right? Because the whole purpose of the Zoom is to be able to show the status of stuff.
Right.
And then you would just tell us, you would, print out, because you can print these out yourself, or I think use them on their website, and mark your character up on your own over there, tell us what your character does, roll your own dice, et cetera, et cetera.
Interesting. All right. Cool.
Glad you brought this one back out.
I'd be willing to give it a try.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we could do it remote. Everybody just play from home.
Yeah.
All right, now I got to read the rules again,
Yep.
which wasn't long.
Learn
Rob.
it. No, it wasn't.
It was short, wasn't it?
Like 6 or 8 pages or something.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
And like here's the setup.
8
You're
pages.
gonna jump from location to location, and you're gonna take turns placing your character on different spots. Each spot interacts with that picture. So you might chop wood. One of you might walk the forest. One of you might take a rest. Taking those actions will require certain tests. Those tests will either, based on how you do, provide boons or benefits, and then continue the story along. And then, of course, it's going to be the app, I think, reads to you the stories, which is cool.
Nice.
Interesting.
Freelancers, good idea, Mike.
Yeah. Send it to me.
I think I might.
Mike, Mike can learn it and run it
At
for
least
us.
let me get a play on the Zoom.
Yeah, play it on the
And
Zoom.
I'll be waiting years. I'll probably end up buying it before you get that done.
The Forgotten Waters was good. I played a lot of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did the pirate one yet.
No, I haven't. The only Crossroads game I've played so far is just Dead of Winter.
This really changes it. There's a big change going to this system compared to the Dead of Winter system.
Yeah.
Going from cards to a story-based app system,
Okay.
big difference.
Cool.
Oh, there's the map. I was
there it
looking
is.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
So each we're gonna, there's this map that we're trying to go around to different parts of world, exploring, checking off different areas, just kind of deciding which way we go.
Yeah, it says map A there, so I'm assuming there's different maps as well.
Oh yeah, there's even
a whole bunch of different ones.
There's
Yeah.
landscape
There we
maps.
go.
Map E.
Sweet. All right,
It changes
cool.
up your experience from play to play. It seems like.
In
Just
the
eating
back
a
of
map.
each map, you can save your game,
Cool.
influence tracks.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let me know, man. I'm down for it.
All right, so we got to pick a Thursday to start early. So
Well,
let's
first we
start
need
getting
to
the
know if
conversation
we can
going.
play it remotely.
Yeah, Thursday's good. My
We'll
Wednesdays,
figure that out next week.
Wednesdays and Fridays are filling up for me, so Thursdays are good.
Thursdays are it.
Thursday are it. This is all I got on Thursdays.
Yeah. Wayne, are you getting anything new soon, or do you have anything on your Christmas list that you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, I'm sort of still in the realm of like I want to get rid of a bunch of games before I buy new games. But I think for Christmas I might ask for the Let's Go to Japan Deluxe version because I kind of want the.
Ooh.
I really like the game, and the base version's fine, and I probably would buy that. But for Christmas, hey, maybe get me that fancy version. So
Yeah. The more I hear about the game, the more I want to play it.
yeah, it's really good. It's on BGA. It's on BGA.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it on
Maybe
there
we
now?
need to get a game
It's
going
a
then.
beta on BGA, I think so.
Interesting.
And then I definitely want to get the Arnak campaign expansion.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah. I want to try that.
Yep.
Sounds.
Have you played that yet, Carlos?
Oh yeah, that was it. That threw my Arnak up on the list.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Pretty
yeah.
high.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Cool.
Yeah. My Christmas plans are I'm going to start trying to put together some stuff to build a little studio at my place. So I'm just now going to start ramping that up so I can start playing, doing some more remote stuff and getting a little more content up on the show.
Sweet.
Yep. So
Yeah.
Be
that'd
looking-
cool to see.
a couple of cameras. I picked up a nice mic. I've got something else I was thinking I just recently got. I can't remember, but yeah.
I told you can't remember what you have for breakfast.
So I'm gonna start collecting some stuff, get a couple cameras, and start setting something up. So,
Sweet.
yep. Looking forward to that.
I guess the good news is the next coming holidays are all on a Wednesday. So like Christmas is Wednesday, New Year's is Wednesday. So we plan on doing the show on that Thursday. For those that are still available and in town, I still plan on hosting it. Those might be a good couple of Thursdays to do a early Zoom stream game, something,
Okay.
either BGA or even freelancers, whatever we can get together. So the Thursday, because the kids are off school, I don't have to worry about getting kids to bed on time, all that stuff. So there's no after work chores. So that might be a good time to set up some kind of gaming.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
I'm down.
And as always,
absolutely.
anybody out there who's looking for games on our Discord channel, if you haven't already signed up, hit us up on the Discord. Wayne will make sure we get you in and get you signed up for BGA, Board Game Arena. Anybody who's interested in playing board games digitally online, you can go with the free version, which I've done 90% of my last couple of years, just the free version. You can play all the games as long as somebody else starts them. They've got basic games that you can start and set up groups for. Most of the games you have to have a paying member to start them up, but there's still a huge library of games on there that you can do for free. And
The number of games you can start for free is pretty extensive. You can get some
Yeah.
even pretty modern classics in there.
Yep. There are lots of good stuff.
And
in
now
there.
there's solo games on there. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like I feel
Yeah.
bad because sometimes I'll go like 4 days without looking at my BGA.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a message, hey, it's your
you've been
turn.
doing
You haven't done anything for 4 days.
But I could set up a solo game of Hadrian's Wall, right? And kind of always keep that going as that one game that's constantly being played, which I did pretty bad, I thought. in my other game.
Been stuck in a game?
I think it was a few points behind you, but I think
yeah.
it was on like 30-something points. Like,
I don't remember.
it really wasn't a lot of points.
If
I
you
don't
guys
know.
get another game of that going on BGA, please invite me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because
We
I
can
heard
do it
you
again.
talking about that you played it and you learned the rules and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that isn't as hard as I thought it was. It's like, yeah.
Well, this
no,
time
what-
I went and tried to max out the top of the first sheet,
The
like
walls?
all the wall stuff,
No, it's
all
not gonna
the
happen.
fortifications and the resources. Like I put all my energy into that. Didn't do anything on the second sheet, except
Oh.
for things that got me more people
For the
to
first
do
sheet?
stuff on the first sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So like I didn't do any market stuff. I didn't do any trading stuff.
You got to balance.
and
And
your
I
scoring was crap.
Yeah.
but I got across the top. Like I made it to the end. So now I got to find that balance. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, we'll set up a game.
Yeah. I'm
All right, cool.
loving that. I played it a few
I don't know
times.
if Wayne's learned how to play Hadrian's Wall yet.
I played it once, and I played it once or twice in BGA, and I haven't learned the rules, so I just click things. And
Oh yeah.
Now you sound like me.
came in like second place one time, so it can't be that complicated.
Can't be that hard. That's funny.
Oh man, amazing.
Oh, it's a good game. Yeah, we'll start another one. Let's get another one going. I'm all for that. Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. Any final thoughts for the folks at home other than, hey, it is a call-in show.
No,
Like,
no,
I
it's
know
not.
that
Apparently-
top 20 list today.
Not tonight. It was.
No, tonight it was not a call-in show, and I get
Yeah.
it. It's we're in between the holidays.
People couldn't figure out whether we were really live or not. So
Oh yeah. They thought we were
Yeah,
still
we
recorded.
From Alabama to call back in, or whoever that
I
was.
lost
at one
like
point.
4 subscribers, man. It was
Oh,
they
yeah.
were pissed.
Ooh.
Oh, Wayne, did you finish Penguin?
Yes.
Oh, dude, tell me that
Okay.
last episode was
Oh,
not a
crushing.
freaking roller coaster of emotions, man.
So good. So good.
It was amazing.
Did
Yeah.
Rob, Carlos, and you guys watch Penguin yet?
I haven't started it yet. No,
It's so good.
it's on my list now, but I
Yep.
haven't seen it yet. Mm.
I am cranking through Day of the Jackal now.
Oh, okay.
Don't know anything about that one. No.
It's a good one. It's the guy from Fantastic Beasts. The-
Okay.
Eddie Redmayne. and
Okay. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
plays he plays the Jackal. So, I remember a movie with Bruce Willis from I don't know 15, 20 years ago where he plays an assassin that is like a sniper. And he's trying to kill like the president.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a remake of like a show from like the 50s or 60s, and then so this is a new show with Eddie Redmayne playing the Jackal. He's basically like a assassin that is paid to
Oh, okay.
kill very important people, and kills like the Chancellor of Germany in the first episode, and or a guy who's running to be Chancellor of Germany or something like that. So, and then stories like him, and then this British spy who's trying to catch him, and it's good.
Who's where's that streaming on?
Peacock. It's on Peacock.
Okay, I just signed up for that. I got
Yep.
like a year
And
for 12
making
bucks or
plans to
something.
start watching Skeleton Crew with the kid and wife. So
Nice.
Yeah, my son's been
Wow.
putting on the previews for that
It's
one.
gotten high reviews. Supposedly, for whatever reason, particularly in the British market, it's been through the roof in the ratings. So yeah.
Mm.
and then
Interesting.
I tried the Dune prequel series on
Oh.
HBO.
I was wondering, is it
I
rough?
don't know.
Is it a
I'm-
slog?
It is a slog. First 2 episodes, I was just like, I made it. It took me like 3 tries to get through the first 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Wow.
rough.
Like
man.
falling asleep, and I'm
Like
a
me
huge
reading
Dune
the book.
fan. So I was like, oh god, like no.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. Day of the Jackal, really good. If you like kind of, sniper, spy,
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
espionage type stuff, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I heard
I'm,
they're- Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
I
Rob.
was just saying, I heard they just started filming the season 2 of Wasteland, not Wasteland. Fallout. Yeah.
Fallout, yep.
I always get those
Nice.
two confused from the old games. So yep. So that's underway. Me and the wife just finished the most recent season of The Witcher. We finally got caught up on that old show. She is completely not interested in watching the next season because they're changing the guy who
Henry
plays
Cavill
from
to-
Cavill
No more
to-
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, so she's like, I don't even want to see it anymore. It's like that's it. So
And we're getting so close to Last of Us episode season 2.
oh yeah, I
Oh,
still
yeah.
haven't watched the first season. I gotta watch that. Yes, is that Apple or no? That's
HBO.
HBO.
HBO,
Yeah.
man.
That's one of the
That
few
is
that I don't
so
have. Yeah,
good.
I want to see
Love.
it.
It
I was
is,
a
Get it for a
huge
month
fan of
just to
the
watch it.
game. I played
It-
all the way through the games. Yeah.
okay, so it is an amazing interpretation of the games,
Yeah.
and what they change or what they expand on, it hits. Like
Yeah.
the third
And-
episode,
Yeah.
probably the best episode of television I've ever seen in my life.
I want to see him. I'm dying to. I just so that Apple TV and then the HBO is the only two that I don't
Oh, there's
have. And
so many good things on Apple TV. Don't even
Yeah.
start,
Yeah.
man.
I gotta see those two.
Finally, I'm 100% caught up on Silo. So they're in the middle of season 2.
I started season 2. I'm watching it. Yes, love Silo.
Oh,
Such a good show.
I when I was flying back from Florida, I downloaded a few of the episodes, that on my iPad, and I was like, everybody's talking about this. Season 2 just came out. I'm going to watch a few episodes
Of season 1 or season?
of
2?
season 1,
Okay, and then you binge the whole thing.
and I watched like 4 or 5 episodes. Well, I watched 4 episodes because I only had 4 downloaded because I didn't think I was going to who's going to watch 4 hours of one show? I couldn't stop watching
This
that
guy.
show. Yeah.
That's what he said.
And then when I got home, I was like, Deneen, you just watch the first episode. I think you're going to like this show. And she watched the first episode. She's like, all right, I don't know if I'm 100% sold. That second episode, she was like, okay, we got to binge this. So we finally binged it, and we finally caught up to. We're all caught up on season 2 as of last week. So we're eagerly awaiting the next episode to watch
Silo, Foundation, Sugar,
Sugar is so good,
for
man.
All Mankind.
There's a
Apple
few
TV.
that I still need to catch up on. Yeah. For All Mankind, I'm only on season 2, and then Foundation that's the other one, right?
Yeah, that's the Asimov book. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we're gonna probably start here pretty soon. But
I'm all caught up on the new season of Yellowstone. Looking forward to this week's episode.
I haven't watched last week yet. So
I haven't watched this whole last season. I didn't even watch the before the big break. So I'm this.
I just
last
want to see
yeah.
it get wrapped up. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
is this
They're
the one that
winding-
Kevin Costner's not in anymore? Is
Yeah.
that,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They're really rapidly feels like trying to push
Yes.
things to a
it
finish.
almost feels
Yeah.
like the last season of Castle.
Yeah.
Like, hurry up and get married so we can end this show.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pushing for it. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't watch the last one yet, so don't give away anything. But yeah,
They all die in the end.
we're
That's
definitely
okay.
watching that. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right, Rob, you got
Everybody
you're-
gets a ticket to the train station.
If you're a fan of Last of Us, man, you got to watch the show.
Oh yeah, like I said, I played all the games as soon as they came out. I bought them. All the games. I think it was 2, but bought them
Dude,
both.
I
Played all the way
played them
through.
like 3 times each.
Oh, did you? No, I only
Yeah.
went once all the way through, start to finish. But yeah, I'm a big fan. So yeah.
Such a good show.
Connecting TV and games, right? After playing, while playing Thunder Road Vendetta, while I was all about Mad Max, getting through, Furiosa, Fury Road, all that stuff.
Good stuff.
Having just played Carnival Chaos, the first thing I did after playing it was pull up the
Please tell me you didn't watch Thunder.
Twisted Metal.
no, not Twisted Metal, but the the car battling movies that got redone with the bald-headed guy.
It's Sylvester Stallone was in the
Death
original one.
Race.
Death
Death
Race.
Race.
Death Race
Yeah.
2000 is the original one. Yeah.
And then the mid 2000s or mid the 20 teens, I think it was.
Yes. They redid it.
They redid it
The
with
double feature, right?
Yep, the guy with the accent, Calvin and Hobbes, whatever his name is, from
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
Statham.
There you go.
Jason,
Wifey likes his movies.
Transporter.
Transporter, that's who. So I immediately started like Googling those movies, like, oh, where can I watch that? Like, because again, playing Carnival of Chaos had a completely different feel than Thunder Road Vendetta. Thunder Road Vendetta felt more Mad Maxy.
Yeah.
Carnival of Chaos felt more like Death Race, like soup up my car and go fight each other.
Okay. Cool.
I'll report back if that's any good.
It's not.
It's-
Just don't go into it with low expectations and you'll come out liking it.
But I
you go.
told myself
There you
about Thunder Road Vendetta to begin with.
but
There you go.
the Twisted Metal TV show is fun.
I
I
couldn't.
haven't seen that.
I couldn't.
It's campy. It's like cheesy, but it's meant to be that way.
It's
I got
meant to
about
be.
3
Okay.
episodes in, and I'm like, I met the clown. Where we actually get to meet the character, right? Not just
Yeah.
the car. And I'm like, this is really weird.
It is. It's kind of like what's the there's like a zombie one on Sci-Fi Channel a couple years ago. There's like a really like over the top campy zombie thing, and it's the same kind of producers. So
Speaking of which, new season of From is out, which I haven't started yet.
Never heard of
That's
it.
the one where like it starts at like it's basically a town that once you enter the town you cannot leave. Like you can drive down the road and you're going to circle right back around into the town. Like you can never leave. But at night, like it's not vampires. I guess it's kind of like vampires, zombies type of thing. Like at night you have to lock yourself in your house and you have to put these symbols up on the wall to prevent these vampire zombies from coming in. But they just look like pale people, but they're kind of like, they'll knock on the door and they're like, let us in. You can let us in. It's okay. But they'll tear you to shreds if they get a hold of you. Very cool show. I highly recommend. It's been out for a couple of years, but the first season is really, really cool. A lot of blood everywhere. So VidAngel will cut a bunch of it out if you try to watch it.
Oh, no. I'll leave the gore on.
Well,
Just got to turn the horror off. Just keep the gore on.
But that's another one that they just came out with a new season that I'm interested in watching.
Screen Rant had a review of a movie called Abigail, and I watched it with Wifey. this week. I had a great time watching that film. Like I think she was judging me for how much fun I was having on a stupid, campy like vampire movie.
Okay.
Yes, I don't want to give away too much.
Is that like a new movie?
Yes,
it's not ringing any
it's on
bells.
Netflix from last year. I think it was 2023. I think it was,
Okay.
and a group of assassins come together. A group of criminals come together to kidnap a crime lord's daughter.
Oh, yes, I do know what you're talking about now. Yes.
I had a blast. Like it was, it just felt like a fun Mansions of Madness romp style like adventure.
Okay.
So recommend it. I think it's Netflix. It was either Netflix or Prime. But Abigail is the name of the
Put
film.
that on my list. Yeah.
Okay. Completely different note. Family over the break with the kids home, and Wayne might appreciate this. I feel other opinions are going to come from this side of the table, but we went and saw the Wicked movie this last weekend.
How many singers did you have in the theater?
0 actually.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, good.
I knew nothing about the play or the the musical or anything before. I mean, I knew a tiny bit, but I'd never seen of them. I never knew any of the songs from it or anything. But it was pretty good. This is part one of a 2-part thing.
Right.
2 hours and 40 minutes long.
What?
It's longer.
It's almost
than,
3 hours long movie.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's only the
longer-
first half.
Yeah, exactly. That's part one of 2 parts. So it was good. Yeah.
It's the play where in Dina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth got their like big break in Broadway. So
Yep, and they make cameos in this. I didn't know until afterwards. I didn't notice them in it, so now I'm thinking I got to go watch it again just so I can see where they showed up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have not seen it yet myself, but my wife has seen it 3 times. So
Oh, really? Yeah. See, I figured your
Wow.
family might appreciate it, but
what's funny is because of the no singing thing. So like my wife and all of her theater friends in the Tampa Bay area, they just rented out a whole theater.
What do you mean? What do you mean? No singing thing?
So everybody
like, there's
knows
a
the
big-
songs.
It's like a sing along. So like all the people who know the play Wicked, they're singing along to the songs. So AMC Theater like started posting photos like, please don't sing along. This isn't like fucking
Really?
horror
ruin the
where-
experience.
Yeah, you don't ruin the experience for other people.
And they're doing specific showings for singers also.
Yeah.
Are they
People wanna
really?
sing
Oh,
along.
okay.
Yeah. So like, but my wife and all of her theater friends, they were like, they knew they wanted to sing, so they just screw it. Let's just rent the whole theater. So they rented out an entire theater and went and filled it with all the theater folks. And then
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool, man.
Yeah, and
Nice.
then she's gone and seen it a couple times since then, just on her own, like the IMAX experience, a Dolby experience, and I think that's where she's right now. She's seeing her 3rd time tonight with her sister.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
I definitely
So-
want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the family together, the 5 of us, and we were debating. It was either that or the new 2.
Moana.
No, the Gladiator.
Oh, Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2. And so my wife was the dissenting vote. She's like, really? I don't have any interest in seeing Gladiator 2. We were like, all right, we'll go see Wicked. So, I mean, it couldn't be 2 more different movies.
Right.
Gladiator 2 was 2 hours and 20 minutes, and Wicked was 2 hours and 40 minutes. So it's even longer than the Gladiator movie, but it was
Wow.
good. Yeah, it was good. I'm looking forward to the second one. I didn't come out of it wowed. I wasn't like, oh, my God, that was amazing, but it was good. Yeah, I liked it.
I like the idea, the premise of the story. Like that really interests me. That twist on the archetypical villains.
Yeah.
Like when you
Yeah,
know
it was
the
like
whole.
that Oz was the charlatan and turned everyone against the witch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert.
No!
I'm joking, man.
Hopefully, most people know that if you're going to go see it.
But I'm not big into singing alongs and stuff, so it kind of surprised me last week when Robert talked about Moana 2,
2, yeah.
like getting excited about that, right?
We're
And
gonna
I've
see that.
played the
Moana
movie
1 was
for.
amazing. I freaking love that movie.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I have a daughter, right? So we started. She's now 3, so she's starting to watch these movies, and I've played it for her, but I've never sat and watched it. So after Robert mentioned how awesome Moana 1 was, I was wholly confused.
Really good.
You watch it again?
But I'm a fan of The Rock,
Oh, The Rock.
so I sat down and watched Saturday morning. Got up early,
Paid attention?
let Melissa sleep in because she usually watches the kids late at night while the baby's feeding. So I watched the whole thing. By the end of the night, Gabe, my son Gabe's like, did y'all watch that movie 3 times today? I'm like, yes.
Isn't it good?
I didn't want to miss anything.
It's a good movie.
The songs are amazing in it.
It's got good songs.
Yeah.
It's The Rock is his own brand of comedy in there was great. Yeah,
the tattoo,
Yep.
the
stuff
shiny
moving
crab,
around.
the
The crab
like
is the best part, man. That's what's
yes,
his name.
so shiny.
Eddie Izzard.
Oh.
It's Eddie Izzard is the crab.
The actor.
No,
Yeah.
it's not Eddie
It's
Izzard.
not Eddie Izzard.
No, it's one of the guys from the what the hell is the name of that?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
The 2-man group that they do like singing comedy.
Jermaine
Oh,
Clement.
Jimmy Clement.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
You were right, Rob.
like it.
It was a good story, and that twist at the end.
And I'll tell you
I don't mind if I'm allowed to spoil. But the twist at the end with like who you thought was the villain the whole time, the bad guy the whole time, like that was touching.
Yeah,
That's pretty deep.
The first time I watched it, I didn't pay close attention to it. The kids were watching it. I like watched part of it. I might even fallen asleep or whatever. But then, like the second or third time they watched it, I actually tried to pay attention to watch it. It's like, whoa, all right, this is pretty good. I like this. This is fun. Yeah.
So now my daughter's never gone to a movie theater, so wifey and I are talking about
there you go.
in the coming week or so.
After you gave me crap. Now I'm starting to. Yeah, you were making fun of me last week. You're like,
I'm
really?
trying to convince
Moana?
wifey, like, let's take our daughter to go see Moana 2.
You and Dan both.
You know what I say about that, Rob? We
What's
mock
that?
what we don't understand.
There you go. Yep. Him and Dan
I'll say
both.
this.
They were-
I'm seeing Moana 2 tomorrow. We're gonna go with my kid.
Nice.
Oh,
to see
awesome.
it. But I
And I saw
heard
some
that
footage of
it's
The
good, but
Rock.
not as good as the first one. But it's hard to live up to how good that first one was.
They all are. But I'm seeing footage of The Rock recording the live action version of
They're
Moana.
gonna do a live action. Yeah.
So I saw some like paparazzi footage of that. That's gonna be interesting.
I don't think I heard that yet. So that's
Yeah,
good.
he's like in
doing
this
live
this
action and all
beefy
that.
costume.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So a lot of this live action stuff, do they ruin some of the? I don't know. I hope it's good.
There's a lot of it I don't care for.
It's hit or
Yeah,
miss. The live
me
action
too.
is very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Agreed.
Will Smith genie. That was weird.
Oh yeah. I
Go
couldn't
ahead,
watch all
watch
that.
that
I
one.
watched about a third of that and then stopped. So yep.
Flight of the Conchords. Thank you, Mr. Jeeves. Yeah, that's
you
what
go,
I was
yeah,
trying to
you go.
remember.
There you
We're
go.
getting a
Flight
lot
of
of
the
comments
Conchords.
for this segment of the show. Like these last 15
Ed
minutes.
Viewership is
Ed's
like
in there.
as high as
He,
it's been all night right now.
We're just
We're
and
just-
listen, folks. I'm
ripping.
sorry. I know we're a board game show, but at the end of the night, we
always-
riff on just
This
What
is
we're
what we do
watching, what
sometimes.
we're reading.
After we stop the show, sometimes we hang out for 30 minutes and just talk. So,
Yeah,
like this.
exactly.
exactly.
to get in the post show. But next week, please, next week, make it a live call-in show. Call in for us. I know it gets tougher as the holidays come by to really jump in, but at this point, I'm going to wrap this bad boy up.
It's been fun.
It has been.
Yeah.
I've been Carlos.
I'm Rob.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Wayne.
Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice podcast.
Congratulations.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh,
Edmund
Edmund
on
England in
the,
the chat with the
yeah.
prototype getting tested.
Nice.
Success.
Good job.
Good job, Evan.